We're back.
Mm-hmm.
Practically on time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The fuck?
Look at us go.
It happened.
Clock isn't seen in the recording. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. So, who wants to recap last week?
So, I don't remember what happened, but apparently whoever took these notes did.
Took those notes though.
So, first and foremost, we bring back to life the bitch.
Lily.
It's Eulalia. Yeah, I have it written down. Don't worry, it's for the comedy. Yeah, we rolled to be like, yo, what's she reincarnating into? And it's gonna be a mountain dwarf. And Alsana's just like, yo, I need the soul. I need to get that soul. And she finds the soul. But it's like, uh-oh, there's a very big Maralith? That's how you spell it. Clutching Lily's soul. And Alsana's like, oh no, this is gonna be bad. And they're talking through. And she's like, yeah, she's probably a powerful fiend. Uh-oh, getting more powerful. Uh-oh. And like she has 12 arms. And if it wasn't spooky, never mind. But Alsana like has to offer something for the soul. And we try and offer some stuff from the Night Hag, and we try and get stuff so that no one will really have debt when it's all said and done. Oh my lord. So we keep offering stuff, and we find out the demon's name is Cyrillus, of the Impenetrable Scales. And so the deal is that Alsana will write Snake Lady scriptures and kill, like, offer up a soul in her name, which is probably gonna be Miroir Alsana, because yeah. And she gives up a thing from the Night Hag. I forget what it was.
Bag of souls.
It was the Bag of Souls.
Bag of evil souls.
Spooky. Yep, deal made, all done. Alsana looks, and Lily's back to life, and Alsana has a knife. That rhymed. Holy shit. So we find out some truth about a knife. No. Okay, so we find out some more truths about Lily, and while Alsana and Calda were bringing a body back to life, Kane and Lars were just eating breakfast.
Those eggs were fucking poisoned.
Breakfast.
They were not.
Shut
God
up
damn
about
it.
the fucking eggs.
Shut up about
We
the
walk
eggs.
into the caf and see everyone. Kane, Angie, Alsana diffuse, tries to diffuse it, comes clean about the deal, and Kane gives some very good arguments, and we all have conversations about being disappointed with each other. There's some parental disappointment there. Everyone gets really angry. Lily punches Kane, and Kane's just like, fuck, I could murder you right here, right now. You have like 3 hit points.
You've been alive for less than 3 hours, and so help me God if you get to the 4th.
Yep, Alsana gives the mercenaries a talking to, and we sort of just kick out the 3 mercenaries to have a talk with Claddy, because everyone's in a little bit of high emotions right now. Alsana takes old Lily Body's tongue, because Tongue of a Liar, haha, very funny potions, and we start planning out what we're gonna do for the next little bit, but we all decide maybe we should see families before everything may crash and burn and we may never see them again. But you know what? That doesn't matter. Yeah, it does actually matter. I'm sorry. But yeah, we're hopefully gonna see families today. I forget if we're starting in Umbarian or Walton, but we transported somewhere, and I think we're there now. My notes end at this point.
Some Varian, because the last thing Alsana did was be a bad influence on Rose.
Oh yeah, we're in Umbarian. Let's see how much of a bad influence this becomes.
Oh dear.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Oh, lovely.
Okay. I am just now typing up some details for Devin regarding the knife that Alsana would have figured out, and I forgot to between sessions because, haha, organization. What's that?
Don't know.
God, big...
Yep.
It's fine.
Do my best. but-
yeah. That knife seems kind of cool though.
Probably sharp.
I feel like ever since Vampires, which isn't saying much because it's been 2 campaigns, we get an end game knife we have to use.
Hmm.
Oh shit, you're right.
Like we had the last knife, and
We
now
had one on Monday
have
too.
this knife. You guys keep getting knives.
Oh, that was sword actually, but it was also crystal.
This isn't a John and I problem.
Hmm.
So you 3 keep deciding to give each other knives problem.
To be fair, the last one was Eric.
Sprinkle Eric in there too. He's not here right now, but
Excuse me?
John, don't worry.
Now I have to give you guys a knife on Saturday. I got a
Don't-
complete set.
This is an early week kind of vibe.
I mean,
Alright.
Ashta is kind of like a walking knife.
We've had Ashton since the beginning. We have not. It's the knife.
Well, okay then.
Yeah.
That's
Alright.
not bad.
Yep, Alsana would have inspected the knife, I'm sure, and figured some things out about
Yeah,
that.
she had an identify yesterday.
Yep.
Or today, I guess.
just assumed that you would have, because for the most part, it's just a thing that it does. You don't even have to use identify for at least the first portion of that. That's just poking around and going, oh, what's this? Click. Oh.
Yep.
Turns into a saw blade.
Mm.
2
And-
knives.
You guys ended last session in the city of Umbarion, going into the Friend household to spend the night, spend some time, be varying levels of varying types of influences on the children of the household.
Sana's getting pulled away multiple times.
hmm But Rose is an enthusiastic student all the same,
Mhm.
for good or ill.
Mhm.
I think we can guess.
Could Alsana make a roll to just see, like, if she can teach Rose something new in the little time she's there?
Oh jeez.
You probably just are able to, but you know what? Sure. What are you trying to teach her?
Object.
She had some, she had some basic druidcraft going last time, right?
I believe she did, yes.
Mhm. And she's had her dog.
By the way, Biscuit is still there.
Yep.
As is Mordecai.
Mm-hmm.
With so
Two
many
very good
dogs.
boys.
Mm-hmm.
So many dogs.
Very,
in so
very good
little time.
It seems that Corin, in addition to kind of working on the expansion of the main part of the house, has taken the time and some spare materials and has built a couple of little offshoot dog houses.
Yes.
Kind of up against the side of the house, and he's actually gone and cut a hole in the wall of the house leading out to this kennel and put a little dog door flap so that the dogs have free access to the yard and to a little house that they can stay in if they want to be outside, but not, outside exactly.
A leather flap, of course.
Of course. Whenever Caldwell sees like a new update, she's like, "You're such a good husband. I love you." I say one thing. Oh my god.
Also, I think this is probably a good investment to put a kid early. Can she teach Rose how to do guidance?
I don't think Rose is going to be of a level to get another cantrip,
Okay.
but let's see, what level did I put her at?
I'm trying to figure out considering what the low tier kind of learning is here.
You can start to teach her guidance, but it'll be a while before she can actually utilize it. However, if you'd like to pick a first level druid spell,
Okay, so first level is actually the easier thing to do here.
in a sense, if I go by the player's handbook at the very least as a guide for progression, which may not be the case because it's an NPC, but whatever, it's a good way. Or you can start teaching her how to wild shape if you'd like.
Oh, that would cause so much
do that.
trouble in the
Don't
household.
do that
Let's
until
do it.
Calda is back.
Don't.
Alsana is
Don't.
absolutely going to do it.
I'll just say for the purposes of this, she's the rough equivalent to, let's call it a novice first level, but second level could happen at some point with enough practice and training and so on and so forth. At that point, she would get Wild Shape, a Druid Circle, and a new first level spell. You can basically choose what first level spell she would get by deliberately teaching it to her. You're probably not going to be able to influence her Druid Circle towards Twilight because she's not really leaning that way.
Yeah, that's fine.
As for Wild Shape, it would just pretty much influence what's the first thing she turns into in all likelihood.
Hold on. What is... I'm trying to remember. What is a blink dog considered? Is it Fae?
It's fair.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. It is very much Fae.
Yeah, then Beast Spawn, maybe not. I'm trying to think of something that would just be legitimately useful for her, but also would cause Calda just a bit of grief.
Right now, she has Speak with Animals, and she's recently figured out Goodberry.
Okay.
Those are the two most wholesome druid spells. I love it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Anyway, she started learning from a whole bunch of Fae in the actual Fae Wild.
Yep.
That's why I was expecting it to go so much worse.
Let's go
if
detect
you're-
magic.
If you really want to mess with her, teach her either Fog Cloud or Charm Person.
Yeah.
Or Jump.
Oh god.
Actually,
It's really funny.
Okay, okay, no, that kind of brings up one interesting thing. Alsana's basically going to lay out in front of her either detect magic or charm person and see if she takes to one more than the other.
Okay. Alright. Though I do now realize going into this that, oh wait, Druid is a prepared spellcasting class. It wouldn't really matter what you teach her. But for the sake of this, you're expanding her magical knowledge somewhat. You're creating the base upon which she starts to learn and choose spells.
She has to learn all the prepared spells first before she can prepare them.
Yep, that's fair. That's fair. So you know what? This is just the one spell that you're going to teach her in this moment. Go for it.
Okay. So yeah, she is again going to like basically lay out both the like beginnings of the teaching, just if one would be easier for her to like learn and grasp, but also just explain in concept the two of them. For charm person because it's a very Fae-like thing, and detect magic because it's a very useful thing.
All right, let's go ahead and leave it up to the dice. Detect magic. She does about a 10. Detect magic. She's they're almost even. But she's pulling ahead slightly with the detect magic, at least the concept of it. She seems to be struggling a little bit with the charm person, but why can't I just ask them to?
And Alsana just looks and nods like, all right, we'll come back to that second one when you're a teenager.
God, you raised such a pure child, Calda.
Yeah, it's called.
Why did you let her anywhere near Alsana?
I
Call her roll perception.
thank you.
Alsana's up to something. You heard the words charm person and teenager.
Calde's gonna try and sneak up behind her. I'm gonna see how it works. Fuck, that's higher than you. Fuck.
Passive is far
That's
past
high.
that.
Yeah. No, because I can beat your passive, but not
You're
with my
proficient in
heavy
stealth.
armor. Yeah, I've been proficient with stealth since the beginning of the campaign.
It's wild to me that Calda, Heavy Armor Master, has a +6 to stealth.
Oh,
Shut up.
it's beautiful.
Shut up. I didn't think this through.
Anyways, Alsana looks over, but I think detect magic is more your speed right now.
Is it Alsana?
Looks back like very expectingly, and it's like, yes, I think so.
Yep. And Rose happened to glance up right before Alsana said that and waved to you very briefly, so she saw you too.
You blew my cover, Rose.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine, I love you. But
I didn't realize you were trying to be sneaky.
not that good.
Well, here's
Not what.
here's the thing. The spell is very useful. If there's any odd things out there that you might want to avoid, it can help you catch them. And if there's any very interesting things at your nearby flea market, this can help you realize some value that might be undercut by the price.
I'll stay out of range. There's a lot of magic on me.
Yes. Although also you be very aware of your mother's presence.
And both the dogs.
She can never sneak up on you again.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, I'd like to learn that. Okay, can you show me how to do it again? And the lesson progresses from there. Calda, sorry?
Just she's giving her guidance as she's like assumedly making wisdom checks to learn.
Yep. She makes some progress, regardless of the checks, and especially because of the guidance. But you only have one day, and you know it's going to take longer to train up a proper druid.
She will leave her with homework.
Practice this 5 times a day, no skipping.
Mhm.
Calda,
Mhm.
as you leave Rose to her studies, happy and warm and vibrant and alive, you happen to bump into Osborne in the hall.
Sort of reach up, ruffle his hair. What's going
Yep.
on, buddy?
I wanted to talk to you about something, Mom.
All
I-
right.
Thanks.
Yeah, and Calder will just like lead him to his room, sit him down on the bed, sit beside him.
Actually, and he gets up off the bed and reaches underneath it and pulls out a small box. Well, small crate, really. It might be easier to just show you. I've been, I've been saving up, doing some odd jobs, and I remember you and Dad telling us stories about before we were born and how you're out there doing even more.
Yeah.
And he opens up the box and shows you a brand new, well, maybe not brand new. There's a couple of nicks in the leather guard, but polished. Looks like it's been at least refurbished well. Longsword.
Oh dear, it's beautiful.
I want to learn. I've been taking this out and practicing sometimes, but it's just me and some of the other guys, and none of them are soldiers or anything, or adventurers, or
Yeah, it's. Oh gosh, I'll teach you, of course. And if Kane wants to help too, he's better with a longsword, but I've seen my way around it. Oh dear, and Calder just like hugs him.
he kind of gives you that awkward teenager hug back, and then after a moment grips tighter and it's more genuine.
I promise I'll teach you when I get back, alright?
Yeah. Can we have a lesson 1 now? I'm not really sure what I'm doing with this, and Dad wasn't really a swordsman, so
Nah, he has his bow, but Calder takes like the great sword off and she's like, okay, I'm better with the 2 hands, so we'll start with that. Bit more forceful, but sometimes your aim can be a bit off. Calder just like steps in, shows him through the footing. She doesn't really have a one-handed sword type weapon, so it's mostly 2-handed training for now.
and
Probably have
you
a whole armor if you needed.
the bedroom is a little bit cramped, so you guys head out into the yard where there's a bit more space, and you start to step him through the common strikes and blocks. A simple, repetitive drill pattern where the point isn't so much here's how you win a fight, as here are the motions that you're going to be using over and over. Train them until they're second nature and you can do them in your sleep.
Mm-hmm. And she's like talking through, she's like, okay, this will end up leading to your parry, this will end up leading to your thrust. And I'm probably going to teach you all the parrying and going against that first, because you gotta learn to defend yourself before you can attack.
Yeah, I think I like the 2 hands better than I've tried 1 hand and a shield, but this feels a little more controlled.
Yeah, you get a little bit more force through it, and Calder like does just one swipe in the air.
Yeah.
You got the talent, dear.
Thanks. I'll practice. For sure. And then when you're back, I'll show you how much I've gotten better.
Oh, you better make sure of it. She's just gonna give him a hug. That was a 2.
It is still an excellent hug.
No, she's like getting a little teary eyed.
Yep. He kind of leans into it for a second and then, okay, Mom, I probably stink. I better get a bath.
Nah, so do I. It's fine. I've been out there for months. Think adventure shower every day? Nah, of course not.
Well, no, but I'm not on an adventure, and I'm pretty sure that I want to sit at the dinner table tonight, so...
You do. Well, also, the dog's running in and outside, so you can't really expect much from this house anymore.
Yep. He starts to head in, then pauses for a moment. Hey, I haven't told Dad about this yet.
I'm gonna keep it a little
I
down
don't-
low.
I don't know. When I tell him, can you be there?
Of course, dear.
Yeah. I think he just kind of assumes that I'm gonna be a leather worker like him, and it's not bad work as far as that goes, but I
It's
want to do something else first.
not a sword.
Yeah.
Tierna's been getting into the leather, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't care if any of you get into it or not. I just am so proud of all of you.
Yeah. Tierna actually caught me sneaking out with this once, and you see this spot on the scabbard? There was a tear, and she actually was the one who fixed it. And he shows you a little notch on the scabbard where there is some very obvious repair work, leather stitching done. But she's getting better. She's definitely getting better.
Oh, I love it. And hey, if I'm keeping a secret from your dad, you're gonna have to keep a secret too.
You see a curious look in Osborne's eyes.
Cole's gonna like drag him back to the back corner of the backyard. I said back like 5 times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she'd be like, "How would you feel to have a few more siblings after this?" You'll be
He
right
kind
back.
of goes wide-eyed and looks you up and down like,
I-
no way.
I'm not now.
Mom, you scared me, and you're gonna scare him if you say that.
I feel like I've scared him with worse sayings. But I'll try and tone it down a little bit, but
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything to him about that because he's gonna take it very much the wrong way, and
oh, of course.
I'm not dealing with that if you're not here. Nope, that's all yours.
Oh, good. Just wondering because you're gonna be an adult after this, and yep. I feel like most of this backyard's gonna become a house at this point. If Calder just like shakes her head, pats his shoulder, and goes inside. I'm not talking about this with you anymore.
Thanks.
He's
Okay.
red, isn't he?
A little bit.
Of curiosity,
Oh, good.
out of curiosity, not the conversation, obviously, but the training in that. Would Alsana have noticed that at all?
You're rather focused with your own student. However, go ahead and give me a perception check. It'll be a slightly higher DC, but I know that your rolls are high.
22.
That's high enough. You do catch a glimpse out of a back window as you happen to get up to go and retrieve some materials for a perhaps a spell that required some simple component or other
Mhm.
that you wanted Rose to try out, rather.
Yep. So, if Alsana later notices Calder coming in,
Mhm.
just kind of like give a glance up to her. Having fun?
Oh yeah, I got some training in for Osborne. He's good.
You understand the fun of it now?
Yeah, but it's not.
Taking a little ball of enthusiasm, molding it into something better?
You still don't understand, but the magic, she's not gonna be like. Will she be able to talk to dead people too? Because I'm gonna be a little bit put off, but I'll still be very supportive and accepting of it, of course. But I just wanna, just really wanna know in advance.
There's a whole group of people who talk to dead people in the woods, and they were very nice, and you spent some nice afternoons with them.
I know I did, but I knew they were druids and could maybe talk to dead people. Will she be able to talk to dead people or not, Osana?
That's more of her route to take. If I had to hazard a guess, I think she's not exactly going my route.
Okay.
It's called a circle, commonly at least. Something a druid attunes themselves to.
All right.
If I had to place a bet, I would think something perhaps Fae-based,
Oh,
like
that's
a
nice.
like a resident Fae maniac back home.
Nevi.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember them. They were very nice. But, okay, I may need your help after this too. Because I've realized in my old makeup kit some of the eyeliner's going missing and I'm concerned.
What?
I have an old makeup kit and the eyeliner's going missing and I'm not gonna point fingers.
Which
But
one?
only... she just gives the gesture to... just the gesture of the other room where Rose is.
Oh, she's taking after me.
Could be Tierna too.
Hmm.
I'm really not. I think they're just practicing doing eyeliner on each other. And I'm not concerned about it, but a lot of it's running out very quickly. So either they're messing up a lot or they're doing just the thick, all of the stuff.
1 second, and she just goes into her bag and just like hands over like a small pouch. I make the stuff rather regularly, so if you need some extra, or perhaps just to give them to use freely.
Cald's gonna go hide it in the kids' rooms where she found it.
Kane will actually yell from the other room where Rose and Osborne just went to. Be like, Osana, Calder, you guys in there?
I'm upstairs!
Okay, Osana, come in here. Calder walk down here in about 5 minutes.
I'm not counting.
Roughly.
Okay.
Can Alsana insight that?
I will send you a message of what I'm requesting if you choose to walk into the room.
Okay, yeah, she'll walk over, but also I'd like her to insight as she's walking up.
Go ahead and roll. It's gonna be up to Conrad, Kane, how much
What he's doing is obvious. I'll send it to the message.
Okay.
Mhm. So I'll say that you don't get anything nefarious from him.
Mm-hmm.
So you can walk in without trepidation, you can walk in without thinking that it's some sort of trick, trap, prank, or anything similarly dastardly.
Sent both John and Devin a message with what's on it.
Calda, you are left behind. You've got about 5 minutes to kill.
Yep, just hiding the little homemade eyeliner. Probably found it in both of the girls' rooms. Just leaving one in Osborne's room just in case.
Okay. How are you trying to make it difficult to find, or exactly the place where you found stuff previously?
Exactly the place, but just a tiny note on each of them with a smiley face, just in case it was one of the three. She's not making assumptions.
All right.
She knows who it's leaning towards, so maybe if she has 5, she puts 2 with Tierna, 2 with Rose, 1 with Osborne.
Uh-huh. Okay, to clarify, are you hiding it in your room where the makeup originally was that you think
No.
someone's taken?
Where she found it in the kids' room, just so she knows if it was out sitting somewhere, because Calda doesn't snoop, she probably saw it sitting on a counter.
All right. I'm going to say, which kids' rooms did you find it in? All 3 or just 2? Or just
Calder
one?
probably found it in Tierna and Rose's, but she
Mhm.
doesn't want to make assumptions.
Yep.
Because it
Osborne
could be
did
Osborne hiding it with the girls.
To be fair, Osborne did apparently keep a sword hidden from Corin. For some
Yeah.
time.
Fair point.
Corin,
So long.
neither
Yeah.
friend, mother or father have very much perception. It's fine.
It's beautiful. Chaos children.
One of your
Just a
kids
little bit.
secretly wants to be what's his name? The edgy bastard from the Druids.
Oh, what's his
Oh,
name?
that motherfucker.
Talon!
Talon.
Talon.
Yeah, he wants to be a Talon with like the dark eyeliner and the cool sword.
Yeah,
Oh, I
so
love it.
it's like I'm not like Calder's thinking of talent. Just like, okay, gonna leave one on like each of their counters just in. Because like she probably found it like maybe they forgot to put it there and like their dad called them whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, just to be like I found it's like the little message of I found it, but I'm not judging, so I'm giving you more ethical ways to like keep going with the craft. Like I support it.
Mhm.
Cool, mom.
Okay.
You get a call down from the same remote. Calder, it's been like 15 minutes. You ready?
Like shut. It's just like yeah. She just starts like going down.
Of note, the entire that entire area of the house was quiet and empty. None of the kids were in their rooms. You haven't seen Corin wandering around.
Suspicion. No, called it not suspicious. Ty suspicious.
Yep.
I have a wisdom of plus 17. Called it no.
Plus 17, Ty.
Fine,
Conrad
it's
said
late.
it
That's
out loud.
okay.
No, Conrad said that out loud. I'm quoting Conrad on this one. Intelligence
Did I?
is plus. Yes.
Okay.
It's not me putting a number out. Also, I always think of the number 17.
Mhm.
I'm tired.
doing good.
Sorry, Zac Efron. Oh my god. I go downstairs.
You see.
I'm gonna go
Hey,
Google
sitting-
what number you need to get a plus 17.
Would it be
Big.
34?
Yeah,
Is it
No,
34?
44. 44, sorry.
Anyways.
but
Yeah, 44, 55. Kane is sitting on the couch, very hunched over, with all of the kids and friends and Colin? What's the name?
Corin.
Corin. Surrounding, and a giant like poster board card with a childishly scrawled "Happy Early Birthday / Mother's Day / Adventurer's Day" written on the front.
Aww.
And he just like looks up. It's like surprise, and he's just gonna slide it towards you.
Hmm.
The letters are
Oh, come
large,
on.
blocky, and colorful.
Call's completely not crying.
There are signatures from everyone there, including Kane, in which the C is a bow and arrow, where the I is an arrow being shot through it. I believe Alsana has a little.
Infringement.
You know, look, if you can use mauls, I can use bows. Alsana, I believe, signed it with a skull as one of the A's. Lars, did you do anything special with yours?
No, not really. It's just like a very nice signature.
The kids have all done little drawings all over it, as well as Corin has a big heart wrapping around his signature.
Oh, you're all so cute.
Alsana's currently floating on her broom like against the ceiling just so there's room in the room.
That's like 4 feet off the ground.
It's a halfling household. It's 5 feet.
Okay, my apologies. Kane is in half
Yep.
currently.
Kane, you've kind of spent as much time as you can in this house sitting on the floor. Most of the renovations have been different areas of the house. They haven't gotten around to literally raising the roof and ceiling of this room yet.
In that case, Alsana's doing the thing where she's hanging from like the back of her knees on the broom.
He's still probably like brushing the ground still.
Yeah, her hair is probably
Her-
touching the
her
ground.
hair is definitely is, yes.
Oh,
She's got a hood up. Still.
oh, it's so nice.
It's for you to take with you.
Corin comes over and gives you a sideways hug and a kiss on the side of the on the cheek beside
Kane
the
shoves
temple.
all 3 kids towards her.
There is a happy dog pile, and as the wishes clear, you hear Corin say, "And I am making a special dinner tonight. You are gonna sit and relax. You're gonna have fun, and not worry about any of it. Okay?
Calder's first thought was, "Oh God, he's cooking."
And me and Alaris probably lend a hand.
I'll lend a hand as well.
Yes.
She understanding Galta's concern.
Kane has a magical frying pan that makes everything taste good.
Calder's gonna be like, "Well, you all can take shifts, and I can be with everyone as well."
I just hold up the frying pan.
Also that.
I thought I'd just never overcook something.
No, it always cooks things perfectly. It's how it's written.
Yeah, but that's still like spices. You can cook a steak, but there's no spices on it.
Meat.
Yeah,
I mean,
to
all
be
you need is
fair-
salt for a steak, but anyways.
To be fair, seasoning would be up to you in that case, but it would get a perfect sear or whatever it is you're after.
You like whisper the cut into the
Mhm.
cooking level.
Pretty
It just
much.
appears.
Pretty much. It's probably more like as you're holding the pan, you're tending it, and you suddenly get oh, now it's time to flip it, and your instincts are never wrong while you're actually cooking something in that pan.
I like the idea if you whisper blue steak into the pan, you put the steak down and immediately pick it back up and put it on the plate.
You see, that's the thing, right? Is either it kind of understands intent, or the creator of the frying pan was an opinionated bastard and goes, "No, it's medium rare every time. Fuck you."
The frying pan is Gordon Ramsay.
Precisely.
Gordon.
It's fucking raw!
Yeah.
But he just like, and if you really want, actually, he kind of like holds it up next to her. It's like, yep, it's the perfect size to fit on the inside of your shield if you want.
It's
No,
fine, dear.
I know how to fix it and varnish it so it'll stay in good condition.
Oh, Calder just hugs him.
Yep. He hugs her back, kind of like folding over top of her.
Just like what she was gonna do, just like, "Love you, son."
Yeah. Do I get brownie points for yelling at the dwarf earlier now? Does it at least make up for it?
Alsana floats by upside down. You get brownie points for making brownies. Get on it. And she gets out the door, still upside down.
Kane gets up and then crawls to the kitchen.
You can do a kind of a boots, a butt scoot.
He'll crawl. Hands and knees is less embarrassing than a booty scooch.
Okay.
Calder's breaking out the board games.
There's a point also where Alsana finds Galta. It's like, I do have a gift for you, but it might take some time.
You don't have to get me a gift, dear.
I kind of already promised it, so and just pat on the head.
Alright.
But I can make a few extras. She kind
Oh
of
my god.
glances over at the family.
More than that. I'll just like give her a glance, just glance back. A few more, maybe.
What of note, you can safely one per person.
I know. Calder's giving us a look.
Insight.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know what to roll for this.
You're 15.
That's my passive charisma, so it's like Calder is giving Corin eyes. And like just yeah. And just like a genuine just shrug.
Just remember, after dinner we go to see Alara's family.
I know.
Real quick, so out of character, is she trying to imply the thing?
More kids.
Yep, okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Because Alsana has eye wisdom.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I am cautious as well for younger ones, because it does roll things back.
We can wait.
But
Wait to give them at least a potion.
30th birthday each.
That works.
Give them a handful extra of their golden years.
Yeah. I sure love that. Look at my golden years.
Oh, come on, you met us in them.
I meant it in a nice way. You know. You guys are amazing. You're all my kids, even ours.
Oh my god, you're a grandmother.
Oh, I'm a grandmother. Yeah, and do any of you have middle names?
Names themselves are iffy for me and my brother.
You may need to help me with some naming stuff then later. 3 years.
Technically, as written on my sheet, my middle name is Kane.
Just,
Just
oh, no, don't, again? No, come on.
what?
You're not,
Or at least like close to it.
do the others first, I already have one.
And that's gonna make me do yours first. Sorry.
No, also hold on, how many are you?
Oh.
Because that's at least 3.
Uh-huh.
More?
Oh.
Huh.
Honestly, as many as I can convince.
Oh, you're really going to be making use of that potion.
I want to settle down again.
Looks around. What is this then?
I was a wreck for 4 years. I now have the ability to protect the kids around me and go to the Feywild just in case any more of them fall in.
I think more than anything, you have to stop one of them from going back every now and then.
If she learns how to do it herself, I don't mind. But
She knows where it is.
I've always wanted more kids, and then Rose happened, and
Kind of
now
put a wrench in the gears.
yeah, now I can have them again. And now I can have new aunts and uncles and brothers and sisters, and I don't know what you want to be referred to as, but you're all my kids.
Witchy godmother.
Witchy godmother works, but you're still my kid.
Are you? I mean, how many? Like, how after another are we talking here, though?
Couple years apart.
Okay.
Twins and triplets are also a thing.
Yes.
That his family has a little bit of a line of them, except him. So
I want to know if how much I have to be on call. Let's say.
oh, a couple of my sister-in-laws are, and I think one of my brothers. They're matrons and sorts.
No, it's. Yeah, I was told that the last time. That has instilled in me a distrust. Not of the ones who know these things, but of the world in general.
Okay. You're still allowed to be there. I'll send word.
Imagine me as a extra knife underneath the pillow. Normally don't need it, but good to have one here there.
So just a knife underneath a pillow instead of an extra knife. You keep a knife underneath your pillow?
She tilts her head. At least one in the sleeve.
I
Although
just keep a sword on.
it's a sickle at this point.
I just keep a sword on my back the entire time. I'm a stomach sleeper.
Huh.
You haven't noticed that?
I do my best not to see anything when I'm sleeping.
That's fair. Well, what do you want to play? We got Scrabble. We got capitalism. We got bocce. It's Yahtzee.
You hear Tierna from the other room as these familiar words catch your ear. Apparently, go. Oh, there's a new game out. It's called Oranges to Oranges.
Oh,
What the fuck? It's not how that works.
orange to orange. That sounds fun. Did you pick it up, dear?
Yeah, it's just cards, but they're fun.
Alrighty, and then we have dice against humility. That's for when the kids go to bed.
My goodness.
I can do it with everything.
I'm trying to think of one.
God.
We have
Apologies.
scatterbrains. Apologies.
Do you have Wolf Solitaire? That's the best I got.
We got dose.
Centipedes all.
I'm trying to remember board games now.
I know, right?
Oh, do you have Apologies?
I just said that one.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
It was said.
Um,
You were trying to think of Loth Spider Solitaire.
Centipedes and slides.
Yeah. Slides and centipedes. Why would you climb a centipede?
Why
No,
not?
it's the same game but going down. And then the
Ah,
centipedes
there we go.
bring you.
Centipedes carry you
Uh,
back up the hole.
We got Go Shark.
Go pigeon.
Yeah, we got Go Pigeon. And a couple games that are more like gambling-ish. Osborne's been getting into them too, but I don't like playing them. Got
You're breaking up a lot there, John. What were you saying?
Roof banners.
Sorry?
Oh god damn it.
Type it.
Do you know?
Yeah, I think your microphone is messing up a little bit.
Do you know when's the Thor Hold'em?
Good one.
Rogue banners, John.
Ugh. God damn it.
Rogue banner. Which one is Rogue banners?
Red flags.
Ah,
Oh,
Mm.
Rouge. I'm sorry. The U is on the other side of the G, and I misread it.
A campaign of existence.
I was trying to think of a good one for that. Sweetsland.
We got Who? The Great Picture Guessing Game.
We got Jonga.
Hmm.
Attach 4?
Battle Boat.
Yeah.
Oh,
We have
regardless.
monikers.
I don't know.
Codenames.
Okay.
Trap. Sorry.
How about
I was
just a
thinking
piece of?
fucking think about one.
How about just a piece of paper in Tactic 2?
I hate that one.
God, I hate that one.
I hate that. What about boxes and dots? It's just switched. I don't know.
Hate it.
Ah,
Hate everything about this.
Guess whomst.
Stop. Stop.
Inquire
No, I will
who's-
not. That jackassery will not stand.
Inquire whomst.
Alright, that's all I got.
That's almost as bad as what I was Shook I Spirit.
I can't. I don't know any board games off the top of my head anymore. It's just.
I
gone.
completely googled it.
all right. But regardless of what game is eventually settled on and argued over and won or lost, depending on how people do, you guys actually have a very nice dinner. Perhaps it's the help of everybody else. Perhaps it was the frying pan's intervention. Perhaps Corin really has picked up a few tricks while keeping your kids alive for the last few months. But-
Food.
Everybody is helping one way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just making sure it's not poison. That's all it does.
It's not poison. For God's sake.
Also-
I've been feeding
also-
my family for goddamn years.
Alsana puts in some spices she has collected over the adventure and promises it's not poison.
Yeah, that's the one you have to worry about.
Someone
Uh,
read the chat.
God damn it.
What the fuck?
The frying intervention.
Oh my god.
Stop!
Oh my god.
Stop! Stop.
Oh god.
I'm gonna
Oh,
leave.
that one was groan worthy. I love it.
I'm gonna leave.
I'm just gonna say that for the entire last exchange, anybody who doesn't have inspiration, go ahead and take it because it's ridiculous.
Hmm.
And I forget about that anyway, so let's just
God.
hand out one each.
I'm happy to take inspiration from my shitty puns 2 days in a row.
God.
We all pulled shitty puns out of our.
We did.
But Calda, while the others fix dinner, the kids keep you kind of ensconced in the dining room. just playing some other game. Just to kind of keep you out of the kitchen for the time being, probably. But it's still fun. You still have a good time. The meal is excellent, and as a surprise at the end, Calda, do you have a favorite dessert or treat?
Oh, I've thought about this for every character except Calda.
Fair enough.
Probably, so it's the harvest. She really likes that autumn vibe, not like the spooky, scary Alsana vibe, but still an autumn vibe. So it's probably like a pumpkin-based dessert, or like one of those allspice desserts.
If it's a pumpkin pie, Alsana will murder at it.
All right.
Wow. Okay.
Murder at it.
That's a term.
Yep.
You know what? It is actually. How about a pumpkin bread
Ooh.
with a drizzle topping?
Yes.
Something that's just adjacent to a cake.
One of those breads you buy and you go, fuck you, this is a dessert, not bread.
Practically a spice cake, a little bit of pumpkin to it. It tastes like fall, it tastes like home. And Corin absolutely knows that it's your favorite, one of your favorites at least. And as a surprise, it seems that he somehow got some ingredients past your nose and made it as dinner was being prepared.
You've been hiding this in the shop? I
Only
cleaned
for,
the-
only for a day.
Oh my god. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you for more reasons than the cake, but right now it's the cake, you know? Colton's crying again.
I figured as much. Come here. Kind of gives you a hug just as you're sitting there crying into your cake and gives you a kiss on the top of the head.
It's my party and I'll cry if I want to.
Kane just leans over to Alara and says, "Told you needed salt."
That is a great, like a thing of just like, my love for you is very, like, complex and multifaceted, but right now it's the sweets you're giving me.
My love for you is complex and about 20 years strong, but you just gave me cake.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Ty, what have you done?
I'm kidding.
Hey Rose, catch this!
See, I wanted to cause the chaos by trying to make an NPC roll for the next 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I know the paranoia you get.
Because here's the thing, right? Is either Ari has to make the NPC roll, or we just get away with whatever we tried to do.
Maybe. We'll see. So, as the night wraps up, board games are played, card games perhaps. Were you guys heading to Walton tonight?
I believe so.
I have the magic foot.
All right.
Ugh.
After wrapping up the impromptu surprise early birthday party, kids all give you hugs, Calda.
And Calder's just
Tell
gonna
you.
probably like, kick everyone out to the tree, have a little bit of a cry with the family. Tell
Yeah.
them how much she loves them. Decides to stay strong for the kids, sends them to bed, cries into Corin's arms.
Mhm.
Um,
And you are given all of their love in return, and
Kane
very certain, very optimistic. We'll see you soon.
See you soon, guys.
Corin, perhaps a little bit more understanding, just holds you close, and you better come back.
I'm doing my darndest, and so is everyone else.
I know. You'll look out for them, they'll look out for you. And you are the strongest, most incredible person I have ever had the pleasure of knowing.
Calder just
I want to see how that. Yep. You cut him off after the kiss. I want to see what else you grow into.
Yeah, Call's gonna. How chaotic is this character?
if you have anything to say to him, you could literally die.
What's impulse? What's impulse right now? Is that wisdom?
I'd say wisdom.
I usually do wisdom.
Might be. Yeah. Determine for yourself whether a low or high and what the threshold is. So, yep.
Call's just gonna like give him a little kiss, little hug, wipe her tears, wipe his tears if he's crying, just go. How about some more kids? And just turn outside. Turn to go.
And you hear, we'll talk when you get back.
Also, like, is like leaning against the tree with her arms crossed. That's just cruel.
Hey, you didn't hear shit. Like, get him a little flustered, not crying until when we leave.
Mm-hmm. Yep. As Alsana opens up the path through the tree, Zelda, you turn one last time to see your house before heading out on this last leg of the adventure. You see Corin standing in the doorway, still with a little bit of a somewhat beamed over the head with a beam expression in his eyes, but a smile and a wave.
Really bonked him.
Mm-hmm.
As a small aside, Alsana had a small note at the end of Rose's homework.
Mhm.
It is basically instructions to, should she not come back, or should she not hear from Alsana in a while, a good place to learn further is either ask your parents to take you back to Nevi over in Greenwater. But also there is a very nice lady who lives in Zorin who keeps bees.
All right.
But if I come back, I'll introduce you to her.
All right. The note for Rose has been left. Coins have been left by Kane.
Santa Kane.
Yep. Kane, you would have had some time as cleanup after dinner happened to slip
course.
away and.
Duda claws.
Mm-hmm.
Walden probably stored away most of her money.
This just is a treat.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And as you start to head through the tree, you hear a little voice from inside the house go, "Hey, did anybody else find something under their pillow?" And with that, you guys run through and arrive in Walton. It is late evening. The town is lit up with various hearth fires. Quiet, still. There's some barges moored in the river, staying overnight and waiting to continue their passage down the Drake Run when there is daylight and more visibility.
I need to do something called a flies up to the watchtower.
Of fucking
Who?
course you do.
Who was it?
Alsana flies up to the watchtower.
There you go.
Yep.
You definitely said cold the first time.
Oh wow, my
You
brain isn't good.
absolutely
Of
did.
course. Why
I
wouldn't
think that's
you
I
fly
think,
up
I
to
think
the
that's every
watchtower?
campaign now. I think you've mixed up characters every campaign now.
Mm.
Welcome to my life.
It's a thing that just happens.
Yep.
All right, you fly up to the watchtower, and it is actually unmanned at the moment.
That's just irresponsible.
It's just
Sorry about that.
much.
Yep. She's sad. She returns to the party. I'm gonna have to be right back.
Do you anything else?
I gotta be right back.
What's on?
Muted.
Uh-oh.
Devin's muted. Don't know why. I'm gonna assume background noise.
Yeah,
It's
probably.
fighting off a line.
Dude. So I wonder where Alsana went. She ran off real quick.
No, she did.
Yeah.
She, going up to the watchtower.
I've got a platinum on tormenting some poor bastard.
Oh yeah. Well, that's kind of her thing. When she goes up to the watchtower, she torments the poor bastard on guard.
Of
The
course.
like, kid.
What are they like teenagers?
Yeah, he's like 19, I believe.
Ah, good baby.
He's very young.
Of note, he's only one of the people who was put on watch, and really it was because he was a teenager it kept him out of some trouble.
Yeah.
And also there was
he got into some stuff when he was like 17. Teenage rebellion, etc., etc.
Impressive. But I don't think she should be harassing him for the spat of 6 months.
Poor bastard is traumatized.
Oh, probably.
Just, the cat turns into a lady and the lady starts harassing him.
Hello?
It's not good for business.
It's called catcalling.
Yeah.
Hello, Devin.
Hello, Devin.
I said I had to be right back, but I realized I also muted Discord along with my physical mic and then forgot to unmute Discord.
Yep.
So it sounds like everyone's ignoring me in the recording, which is fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm sorry.
Alsana returns to the group if there's no one at the tower immediately. That's it.
Okay.
Kate just looks at her suspicious like, did you just murder someone? Why are you back so quick?
Yes. And she just keeps walking.
Alright, hope they deserved it at least.
What?
You got some good. Wait, it's a Molten resident. What's their name?
Did you murder one of my...
Don't worry, knowing her, she probably revived him.
Oh, that's a fun
I
lesson to learn.
don't believe you.
I don't think she murdered anyone, honestly. It's also, we hear the lightning.
I wanted to go see someone who's usually in the watchtower and they're not, okay?
Harassment.
Harassment.
Right, by definition.
Elaris, give me a quick perception roll.
Perception?
Perception.
Give me a sec here.
Mhm.
God. Sorry, it's just taking a bit.
Roll
That's
20.
Roll 20 is a very good service
Very
that has no
functional.
issues whatsoever. Perception.
This episode is sponsored by Roll20.
Sponsored by Roll20.
That was.
Money.
Oh wait, no, that was the Eyes of the Eagle. That wasn't.
Still a 19.
It's still,
Yeah.
it is still a 24. You easily hear the running footfalls coming up from behind you and off to your left, and you recognize the cadence in the gate, the weight of them. And, that's Aurora in her gonna sneak up on and throw myself on my husband mode.
He's going to pretend he's going to play a bit of possum, and then turn around right when she gets right up behind him.
All right. And you do so, and she is just about to leap, and you hear kind of this squeak come out of her as she realizes she's been caught. You catch her around her waist before she can surprise tackle you from behind and spin her around in a circle, set her on her feet, and she's laughing the entire way around.
Can't surprise me, babe.
I have in the past.
Yes. No, I'm not gonna do that. It's
Oh,
so
the cat.
terrible.
It's like
Oh
she's
my
gonna
God.
tackle you. It's like, no, you.
Oh my god. For anyone watching, Devin just offered the idea of Alaris grabbing and suplexing his own wife. So...
Barbarian wives see each other for the first time in a month. So that's the time when it happens.
Yeah, that's
That
what
is
happened.
exactly when it happens.
No.
Not with Aurora.
Don't you know, John? It's like you hold her real close, you lift her up, and then swanton bomb.
No, come on.
No, come on. You gotta be kinder than that. You give her a hug, and then you turn the Felsteel orb into a dagger, and just like...
Spine buster.
Exactly.
Leg drop. 1, 2, 3.
Turn the Felsteel board into a steel chair, and you just go.
No.
You slam her to the ground, Kane like slides into frame like 1, 2.
Oh my god. No. He's just sort of spins her around.
Kane just looks at that, looks at us on and goes, gross.
God.
You
Gimmick
know, at a
infringement.
point you have to stop spinning because she's grabbed hold of your face and is kissing you, and it's either stop spinning or fall over at that point.
Probably fall over.
Here it is.
As you wish.
Yes, Batista Palmer.
They're on the ground.
Oh dear.
Powerbomb.
Kane just walks
Oh,
by,
dear.
pats Ilaris on the shoulder, let him do what he does, and walks into the house before he does.
Lovely.
inside you see oh, my brain. My brain.
My
Gage,
brain.
yes. Oh,
Have we successfully
I got
derailed you,
very
Ariel?
yes, I have been derailed. You you walk in and Gage goes, "Oh, hey, Mom," as he turns around and then sees you and, "Oh,
Kanan
No.
falls out and just goes, "Hello, dear."
yeah, very funny. Is Dad
Your-
here?"
Mrs.
Yeah,
Doubtfire,
yes.
hello!
Yes. Your dad is saying hello to your mom. I'm just here because I brought gifts.
Really?
I'm gonna lose my fucking appetite. Don't swear in front of my son, you dick.
Roll perception with disadvantage for hearing this.
Oh my god. Don't swear in front of my son, you dick. Oh,
Well,
that also was.
disadvantage, so let's take the lower of the two. It would be
16.
2 less, 16. You are vaguely fuzzily aware that Kane has entered the house and you hear Gage talking, but you don't quite make out the words, but you know that
There's a
Kane is
disturbance in the force.
Yeah, you can assume whatever you like.
Suspicion.
Kanan
All
just
right.
leans close to
Something's
Kanan
wrong,
and
I can
goes,
feel it.
Just
No,
can't.
hold on,
Just
Gage,
Alaris
Gage,
goes
Gage,
over.
Kane has like 10 seconds.
I need you to trust me as much as you can right now. And I hand him the throwing knife that always lands on the hilt and the snowball. I throw both these at your dad as soon as he walks in. Just trust me.
He looks at the snowball and the knife with
Just trust me. Trust me.
roll persuasion.
Go for it.
What the fuck?
It's not gonna end well.
Oh no.
Fine.
Oh no!
fine.
God.
Well,
Try me.
okay.
And I
Oh my
just-
god, you just
gonna-
convinced my
Yes.
son to throw a knife at his dad.
Yes. It always hits on the hilt, to be clear.
Good.
Do you? If you clarify this, then it definitely succeeds.
I don't think he has enough time to clarify it.
Kane? What are you Why are you corrupting my son? Ah!
Yep, you disentangle yourself from Aurora.
Does Gage have advantage? I'm so glad it worked!
He has
fuck is wrong with y'all?
advantage. He has advantage on the snowball.
Good.
The knife is going to be regular.
They're both just dex checks, so.
Yep.
Oh my god.
You fucking kill him.
He might have a +1 dex, so the
20 and
knife
7.
clatters off to the side as you enter, striking the
My
hilt
god!
on the door frame, but the snowball right in your face.
It's the perfect distraction, so you turn your head and your entire right side of your face is open.
Yep, it is exactly that. Half your face is
Ugh.
plastered with snow. In autumn.
And then the snowball reforms into Gage's hand, and I say, twice.
And he looks at it, looks up, looks at it,
At
and
your
you
mom
see
next.
him starting to wind up.
Oh,
At your
it's
mom this
chaos.
time.
Kane! And he's gonna tackle Kane.
Kane is not doing anything here.
And as you
You're corrupting my son!
Roll
Go
an athletics
ahead.
check, bitch, let's
Roll.
go.
roll a grapple to grab
Oh
hold
my
of
God.
Kane. Kane, you get to
Athletics.
roll be contested. In the meantime, Alaris, as you fly forward, the snowball passes
Ah, fuck.
by your ear,
Fuck you.
Yeah, no.
and smacks like center mass into Aurora's chest. And after a
Oh,
moment,
down the
you
shart.
engage his hand.
No.
And then Kane will pluck the snowball out of Gage's hand and just shove it in the back of Lars' head.
Before he has too much. You've given my son too much power.
Correct. And then I turn to the kid and I go, you can keep the knife.
The
Really?
fuck?
And he scrambles over, but Aurora is quick and puts her foot down on it as she sees what he's going for.
Aurora,
What
it's
is going on
it's
here?
it's a magical knife, it always lands on the hilt.
Does it now?
Oh my god.
She
Throw it at me, try.
picks it up from underneath her shoe, looks it over.
Wow.
I
can
don't
stab
care
at
where
worse, just throw it at me.
I don't care where it lands. It's still a knife. It has a sharp edge, and he is not going to use it until he
Well.
has had proper training in
Alright,
it.
pass it back then.
Are you going to just give it to him again?
Not exactly.
She gives you a hard look.
Is Olsana
There
walked
are-
in by now? And I'll call
Yep. Yep, you're heading in with Calda, and Aurora is.
Okay, just
There
smile.
are
I have
daggers.
a plan.
There are daggers in her eyes.
And one in
And
her
One
hand.
in her hand.
You can nix it if you would like to, but I have a plan.
Also, looks and it's like, Kane, the proper response there was no, and you failed.
Why is-
I don't lie, you know this. Just come on.
Why is there chaos without the? What the fuck? What the
Aurora,
shoot
at the
guy?
very least, give me back my knife. It is my
Cool.
knife.
Hmm.
I think you
Pretty
just
sure
gave
that-
it away, and I think a
believe
parent
you
has.
have relinquished control, and
I-
she tucks it into the back of her belt.
And I think a parent has very much control over their children's belongings.
That is Gage's,
Nick.
and
Oh, Kane pulls out a second dagger and goes, "Okay, so you can have this one instead." He jokingly puts it away.
Alsana freezes Kane's pants.
He shrugs. It just crinkles when he walks down.
Yep. Kane now walking is particularly crunchy.
Hmm.
Can Kane
And then
pull
30
a
minutes later, particularly wet.
stamp? I don't think it's 30 minutes. I think it's like 5. Can
It's
Kane pull
30
a
seconds.
blunt? Can Kane pull a blunt blade out of his bag?
You can go ahead and try. Roll that d20. It is the most perfect blunted blade you have ever pulled. It is exquisitely balanced. It is perfectly formed for training purposes.
Wonderfully round at the
There-
edge.
Yep, and there is not an edge in sight. The worst that can happen with it is it does have enough weight. You could probably clobber somebody with it and leave a bruise.
Yeah, but you can do it with a broomstick.
Someone in the
Yes.
to the head.
Yep. Kane takes the knife, he runs where the edge would be across the table, shows there's no mark, and goes, and he gets this one.
Aurora holds out one hand silently and does the grabby fingers.
I'll exchange it for you if you give me the other one back.
I would like to inspect it, and then we shall see.
In exchange, can I have mine back while you inspect it?
I don't think you're trusted with it right now, Kane.
You may have yours back if
Thank you.
this one is fine.
Oh, and he'll flip it in his hand and hand it to her.
She takes it, she runs fingers over it, she
Also
inspects
on a
every part.
Taps her shoulder with guidance so she gets extra good luck.
She seems to test the pommel and the hilt to make sure none of it is going to easily come apart. And after a moment, she nods, reaches behind her, gives you your knife, hilt first, and then hands the other one, hilt first, down to Gage.
And he takes the knife and he throws it at Alaris.
Elaris, if it hits you just boonk.
Hold on,
with
that's a
the-
23.
That's a pommel in
it's,
the middle of the eyes.
Oh,
There's just pommel first, poof, into your shoulder. It would have stuck and hurt if it had been edge first for sure, through your armor.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He just points at it. See? Pommel every time.
stop the violence.
You're resistant to non-magical bludgeoning. Oh, technically it's not. Technically it's magical.
Yep.
And he'll pick up the knife and he'll put it in his bag.
Elaris might have a bruise in the morning.
Anyways, we're here for the night, if that's okay.
Aurora kind of sighs.
I promise I won't give your kid any more knives.
please don't give my son weaponry.
Make
Can I give
promises
you
you
more?
can keep, Kane.
I just did.
Well, in exchange, you're going to show him how to use that knife,
That
blunted,
is all I've ever wanted. go.
responsibly.
That's all I know how to do. Let's go. And Kane
The
will like,
eyebrows rise.
pick him up like beneath the legs and just carry him out.
Have him
Alright.
back in half an hour. Bedtime is soon.
Do you expect him to be responsible or poorly trained?
The basics.
I need at least 45 minutes.
Please, Mom!
Just the once.
I let the kid play with weapons. He's
Also,
fun.
just like the fist in the hand motion, like, I've got it. He's trying to be the cool uncle.
I am the cool uncle.
Everybody chipping in. That
There
is
are no other uncles.
pretty much an automatic persuasion check success. So, very well. 45 minutes, but no later.
Well,
Elaris-
I'll trust Calder to count the time and he'll walk out.
Okay.
Elaris, would you help me clear some space for them to set out bedrolls?
Yes, dear.
Thank you. You guys start moving some tables off to the edges of the room and get chairs out of the way.
Alsana pokes the bruise on Alaris' shoulder and just healing words it.
At a point, Aurora does ask if you guys are going to be having dinner, as it is late. They've already eaten, but she could probably pull something together if you need it.
We've had dinner already.
I appreciate the offer, dear.
Yep, very appreciated though.
Breakfast in the morning, then. Elaris, you're going to have to get me some more eggs. Thank you.
Anything new happening in town, Aurora?
Well, and she kind of starts to talk about just various bits and pieces of local gossip about how let's see. The Metacrags seem to be doing well. Their apples are gearing up for a particularly good harvest, it seems. Old Seraphina Greenbottle is very happy to be able to walk the forest again. Has been showing Shayna Sunmeadow, her apprentice, around all the best gathering spots. How word has it that Daryl Carver and Barty Terrier have been spending a lot of time together recently. And you would remember that Daryl Carver is the one that you regularly harass.
Mm-hmm. And was the one she found with the two that one time.
Yep. In the meantime, one of the uninhabited buildings has recently gained a new owner. Some people have moved in from nearby Soren, decided to make a simpler life, perhaps, out in this smaller village. Where, of course, the hero who ended the blight on Soren Wood lives. Apparently, it's been very good for continued trade, for getting people to stop to pass through to visit. It's the kind of thing that a legend starts to grow around.
So you should get a statue going.
He deserves
Well,
it.
if you can get him to pose long enough, I mean.
Can we freeze him?
Personally, I think he has the physique for it.
We may not be able to hurt him. Also, can you just like freeze him? Like, or can you like do some magic-y stuff to keep him in place? Like some convincing charm things?
I could do
do that?
something like that.
Can you just cast Flesh to Stone on him?
No.
That's a bad. I
Yeah.
could maybe. I don't know what spells.
Have someone cast Minor Illusion. Just copy it.
We just find someone who knows how to make a little image, and we just base it off of that.
I can get the
No,
stone
I got
there.
a bunch of very tiny statues. A trench coat.
We'd need somebody who knew how to sculpt. None of us in the village are really adept at it. Britt Barth is the closest it comes, and he's better at wood and better at utility. So,
Probably get someone down from Ambarion.
Winterthor.
Hmm.
Winterthor might be easier with the river.
well, if you can convince somebody from one of those fancy places to come and create a monument to a local hero, then I wouldn't complain.
There's a smile that goes across her face. I'll have to look into that.
We can get it out in the town square. I can see it from the front window every day.
Yes.
Yeah, no. So I was just like thinking about that and kind of chuckling.
It is definitely food for thought, as the Tunderfist household does have a great view of the square with the well, the common area, and it's probably the place with the most space for it.
Mhm.
However, that's a thought for another day, perhaps. Kane, you spend 45 minutes teaching little Gage how to handle a knife, preferably without hurting himself, and preferably without hurting anybody he does not mean to hurt.
The entire lesson is stance on how to attack properly, defend properly. Do not hit yourself. At no point does he get handed a knife.
He does have the blunted one.
At no point does he get handed a knife.
Okay. Alright then.
Just like, here's how you hold it. Here's how you stand. Alright, now I'm gonna shove you until you don't fall over. And then it's basically just 45 minutes wrestling.
Yep.
'Cause
A few times
that's what
he
knives are good for.
Yep. A few times he
Yeah.
tries to hit you with it, but you pretty handily dodge.
Because knives are really only useful in a wrestling style fight.
Yeah, he comes close, like, once or twice.
I thought that was how much damage he was doing. I was fucking terrified for a second.
No, Gage kills you with a blunted knife in the backyard.
You know what? Understandable. Have a nice day. That's how Kane goes. That's how he goes.
Training accident. It's what he always would have wanted. But you're able to, are you able to get him back inside within the allotted time?
Yeah, he'll pick him up and carry him.
Alright, fair enough. You get him inside, everybody gets some rest for the night. I doubt anybody used anything that would require a long rest, but a long rest is had.
No, also other spell slots.
True. You did transport.
Small side also has just quick, maybe even just her passive medicine, just checking on Aurora and Gage.
Yep. Okay. Gage is in excellent health. Bright, cheery-eyed, big smiles. Doesn't seem to be feeling ill, and yep, perfectly sound. Elaris, go ahead and roll me a d20.
Yep, I got you. D20, yeah?
Yep. Okay. A 10. Dead even. Alright. Alsana, I would like an actual rolled medicine check, please.
Sure.
29. And of course,
32.
32. It is a bit early to tell, but the next morning when Aurora gets up, she seems to have a little moment of nausea, and for a moment you start to wonder. There is at least a small possibility, maybe could be pregnant. However, it is, again, if it is the case, it's definitely too early to know for sure. However, there was a point fairly recently within the last month where Elaris did go home to visit, so maybe. It's not impossible.
At a point,
Mhm.
Alsana might pull Aurora aside slightly. And
Okay.
just, Tira, can I talk to you just a moment? Tippity tappity.
Clippity clappity.
Just a little tippity tappity.
Little tickety talky. Little
All
bippity
right.
boppity kid.
You pull Elaris aside the next morning. Aurora seems to be doing better. It was only a brief moment immediately after waking up. She seems to have thrown herself into the task of preparing a breakfast for a much larger group than usual.
Actually, you know
she's
what?
just sent Elaris with a basket to go and buy some eggs from, let's see, I believe the Garrows had a farm.
Yes.
Actually, she might pull Aurora aside.
Okay. Aurora is just starting a large pot of porridge, something that can easily go around.
Alsana will help her while this happens.
Oh, thank you.
Tira, could I Hmm. Uh, I'm sure you might have heard from Alaris. I'm practicing medicine.
Hmm. I don't believe he's mentioned, at least not outright.
Probably mentioned it once or twice.
He's mentioned healing magic.
Nods. Well, I
And
suppose
potions.
nods. Yeah, I guess in the larger range of people's health and things like that. She's just kind of like she's kind of like eyeing Aurora. Tell me.
Yes? Is something wrong?
I don't think so. Are the two of you planning on having another child?
What? Well, not particularly. At the very least, it's not been brought up.
Nods. Feeling okay this morning?
Something didn't agree with me, I suppose, last night.
She has a smile on her face as she says that.
Oh. Oh, you don't think. Her hand immediately goes to her stomach.
I can't say for sure. But I guess there's instincts, let's say.
Can you make sure this doesn't burn?
Sure thing.
She passes you the spoon and heads out.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Maybe.
She does not return for a good 30 minutes to an hour. Elaris, you've come back from the Garrows with the basket of eggs to find Alsana stirring the pot of porridge, and Gage is in the room being entertained by Calda and Kane. No Aurora at the moment.
Hello. Would you like some porridge?
Yeah, that'd be lovely. So, what have you been talking about?
There's a bit of a smile. Oh, you know, things.
Right.
Aurora stepped out a little bit. I'm sure she'll be back any moment.
It's a good while.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. As I look something up just to make sure I'm remembering something correctly. Yep, okay. Please. Alright, so that's how that would happen. Aurora comes back. Doesn't seem, doesn't seem much different than when she left. She's carrying a small pouch, but
Also, like kind of like look, just meets her glance at a point and raises an eyebrow.
she kind of gives a little shrug, shakes the pouch. With your medicine, you would know that a common way to test pregnancy was with some wheat and barley seeds. And once again, it is, to be very blunt, it is a urine test.
Mm-hmm.
So the little bag rustles. You're pretty sure those are the seeds, and you're pretty sure that she went over to somewhere to procure them.
Yep. Alsana actually looks at. Oh! Actually, hold on. She snaps her fingers, and she turns into a wolf.
Are you gonna try to smell her? Tell?
Wolves apparently know that pretty well, don't they?
I mean, from what I've
If it's someone
heard.
they're familiar with, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
To be fair,
Creative use
the
of wild.
way they usually know it is because the other creature goes away for a while.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to allow the wolf to have an advantaged perception check.
All right. She might have guided. She probably could have guided herself before she shifted as well.
Yeah, that was the snap of the fingers.
So 26.
Not quite godly levels, but pretty damn good for a wolf. You gave her a sniff, and you're pretty sure that there's a little bit of a tang to the scent, a little bit different. Something is unusual here.
And the wolf shifts back.
Yep.
And just always good to double check, but yeah.
All right, I'm going to double check, but
Congrats.
yeah. She glances across the room at Alaris and then pulls Alsana to the corner. Should I tell him now or when you come back? Because now isn't certain, but I feel like he should know.
I think it would give him just a bit more to fight for.
All right. Thank you.
Well, you've been so amiable to us. Least I could do.
She takes your hand, squeezes it for a moment, then goes back across the room. Alaris, dear? Can I have a moment? John, if you're speaking, we can't hear you.
Oh, wait, sorry, what was that? Sorry, I had to respond to something.
Okay. Aurora just came across the room and asked Alaris if he had a moment.
Yeah, I totally have a moment. What's up?
Outside.
Alaris has a decent perception. He sees Alsana around a corner smiling like a Cheshire cat.
Hmm.
Like where
Decent
this is
suspicion,
going.
too. No, it's fine. Just a moment, this way. She pulls you outside, around the corner of the house. So, I've been having some symptoms.
Symptoms?
I've not had it fully tested yet. I'm going to over the next few days. How would you feel about a second child?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, are you saying?
Maybe, possibly. It's well, if it is, then it's early. But possibly.
He's going to kiss her full on the lips.
Mhm.
And bring her up into a hug.
She hugs back. In the meantime, tea is.
Fun that is. Fun that is.
Yep. Alaris, Aurora hugs you and then squeezes just a little harder, and we're going to have to talk about names.
Yes,
When you get back, though.
of course.
So have a list. Have a list ready, and I will as well, and we'll compare lists, and if anything is the same on both, then it's a strong contender. And,
No, that's definitely not on either
Kainathan.
person's list.
Kainathan!
I'd sooner name my future daughter Sasuke.
But you're able to take a little bit of time out there as Gage is sitting near Kanan Calda and going, "What's elope?"
It's when you get married without waiting around.
Waiting around.
Doing it. Just going like, yeah, let's get married. I eloped. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, so like, normally when people get married, they like tell people. This is when you like escape from people and then get married.
Oh.
Yeah.
Secret
Oh,
marriage.
Sometimes you
Ninja
just
marriage.
get married and you tell people when you got your first kid.
Secret
And
marriage.
they go, are you going to get married? And they go, well, too late. We already did.
Too late. We already did.
That sounds kind of fun.
I
Yeah,
know,
so it's-
right?
Now, when you run away from your parents and live on your own for a long time, that's just called being an adult.
Don't put ideas in his head. He's only like 10.
Parents are good, so.
He's like 9. Don't tell my son to run away from home, you
Isn't he
asshole.
11?
He's
I
like
ran away.
11.
I ran away.
He's
from home
fine.
when I
He's
was
got a
12.
knife.
Fuck you.
I'm pretty sure he's about 11.
He's 11.
I'm 11. So
Shut the fuck up. There we go.
Hold on. I'm trying to see what age I was when I ran away. I think I was. Oh, okay. I was 14. It's like,
Yeah.
3 more years. He'll be fine.
I don't think he's got good parents. You had Roy.
I didn't even have Roy. I had Alsana.
Better, but at least she could cook.
How about this? If you stick around here, I'll keep coming back and teach you how to use your knife better.
Hmm.
And eventually, a sword. And
And
I'll pull like the rusty Merilith
God.
scimitar.
Oh
I will give this
god.
to you when you're old enough to run away.
Don't
He eyes it.
say run away, you.
Actually, run away. Don't listen to
No,
him.
you don't. No.
How
Not
old
when you run
was
away.
that? How
Whenever-
old is old enough?
It's not really an age thing. It's more of a.
Tell you when it happens. It's a mood.
It's when you can swing it well enough that if something tries to mess with you, you'll win.
That's a
Hmm.
maturity thing, mostly.
He sticks
was
out a
four-
hand to shake it. Deal.
I very quickly switch hands with a sword and shake his hand.
What have you done to my son?
And when you're like an adult, because there's like adults kind of, and there's like adults, he pulls out the lantern shield. You get one of these.
Fucking goddamn it! You're corrupting my
I
child.
don't think that it goes. That looks stupid.
It
Ever.
is.
It's specifically very good at killing undead, though.
You got
No,
into
it's
adult
not.
Kane. I want to be honest with you.
You're not
Uh,
even an adult.
You're gonna have
adult.
to skip that one day.
if you manage to confiscate this from me, you can have it.
Calder goes to tackle him.
Wanted.
Oh no.
I don't. And then
And
that's
Lawrence,
when
you
no.
hear a crash from inside the house.
What the hell is going on?
I wanted a small thing real quick before the crash.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Roll a 23.
Just as Alaris comes back in the door, Alsana will just like be by the doorway. She asked me if
Sly?
she asked me if she should tell you. Did I make the right choice?
Over the moon.
And Aurora is pushing past the two of you and going, "What is happening?"
Kane is
hell
on
was
the floor
that?
holding
And then the
shield
crash
as
happens.
far-
Then the crash happens.
Kane is on the
I'm
floor
over the
holding
moon and then
shield as
crash.
far above his head as he can.
And then you blow up.
And then you explode into giblets.
Making this a learning experience for Gage.
Mhm.
First, you go for the ankles.
No,
If you're
what are
trying
you
to-
doing?
And
Stop
Look,
corrupting my
especially-
son!
While he's getting wrestled, especially if it's an opponent bigger than you, the knees and the ankles are weak points.
Okay.
down,
Stop
bring
it
him
for
down.
both of you!
Alsana,
All the
Alsana
back the knees.
floats over this mess, taps Calder with guidance.
Yep.
What
Kane,
are you doing?
Kane like, it's like 1 second, Calda. And he looks up to Alsana. He throws a snowball at her.
And disadvantage because you're on the floor.
Takes a moment to
Total
try and
disadvantage,
find
she's got the cloak.
Yeah.
+2 to this roll. I don't think I can. Well, actually, it's not an attack roll technically, so I can't add my +5. But it is +2. I've clicked it. It'll show up eventually.
Ah.
Yeah. And you throw it up, and it arcs, and then lands right on your own face.
See?
Alsana
Very
freezes
good.
the snow on his face.
It,
No,
it melts and
shield.
disappears.
You want to take the lantern shield? That's a disarming attack, essentially. So go ahead and athletics to try to wrest it away from him. Athletics on Kane's part.
Roll guidance.
God damn it. I can't succeed.
Roll that high.
We have the same bonus.
Uh-huh. And Kane, as you're trying to you with one hand claw the snow away from your face, with the other you feel a sudden jerk, a pull, a twist, and the shield is gone.
And he's going to look at her, and he's going to basically make an unarmed strike on the arm, and make it a disarming strike.
Go ahead. This is
Wait.
another...
No, he'll just make a disarming attack, because it's actually a higher bonus.
Go ahead.
Alsana is like has her legs
Oh.
crossed while sitting on the broom and is just eating a bowl of porridge watching this.
That was on a that was on an attack. It's like a grapple attack.
Fuck. Oh, it's a grapple? Okay, 1 second.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Damn it. I get 3 per turn. Fuck you.
Because here's the other thing: is Alsana is
Ah!
Alsana is slowly realizing that this is the strength going on here. The pounds per square inch is like actually Jacob wrestling the angel for a blessing levels of like
Yes.
ridiculous feats of strength for fucking stupid reasons.
Calder, you still have the shield.
You can't even roll it once. So I can't even beat you on the athletics.
I was gonna just look at Kane and just go, you can have it back on loan. How about that?
No, I'll just fight two-handed. I'll just fight two-handed from now on.
I'll fucking shove the shield in his face.
It's gonna stab him.
So with the
I'll back
disarming,
take
so with the disarming attack, can I do an arming attack where I go and try and push him?
Grab his arm and force it onto the. Yeah, go ahead and call this a grapple of sorts. So athletics versus athletics or acrobatics.
God damn it.
You grab onto his arm and you manage
We
to
have the same
absorb it.
bonus. How can I never beat you?
Also,
Halfling luck.
slowly
I rolled a one.
floats over and pulls the dining table just out of the way so it doesn't break.
This
The
is
dining
another one.
table
Excuse
has
you.
it's been pushed against the wall
Okay.
for you guys to have room to sleep. So there's lots of empty space.
And then Kane sits up and looks at the kid and he goes, and that is called battlefield psychology. I got the shield back even though I was weaker.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
It is an important lesson.
Proper hand-to-hand combat.
Alsana just leans over right next to Alaris's ear and it's and like without anyone else hearing, it's like, don't worry, if they corrupt this one, you can try again.
I was gonna...
He gives Alsana this incredulous look. What the fuck?
She's grinning, she's joking.
Yep. I'm just slowly pulling out of the bag the 10-foot pole and poking Alaris in the cheek with it. You want to wrestle?
I don't.
Come on,
I
old man.
don't. I have
You think you can't take me, old man?
no. I have much more pressing issues.
I'm older than him, you little twerp.
How about this? You and your kid get to wrestle me at the same time. If either of you could take me down, I would give for you.
What?
Come on, team up on me. He'll stand up and like slap his chest. Let's go.
No.
And he just like leans down and like stage whispers to the kid. It's like, see, your daddy's weak. I'm strong. Calder's stronger, but I'm strong.
Stop.
Engage.
Will you
Stands
stop?
up and goes, I can take you!
Go for it.
No. No. What are you doing?
Tries to tackle.
Go for it.
Alsana taps Gage with guidance.
Oh my god.
Kid can't roll. Oh, it's
Come
good.
on, natural 20, Gage. Do it. Do it for Dad.
Plus
No.
1d4.
Oh,
And
Oh.
Kane hits the ground.
Yep, Gage goes for your ankles, and it's pretty much just a scrawny 11-year-old kid wrapping himself around your shin. But you know what you gotta do.
You weigh as much as I can get it. And he hits the ground with like a mighty thud.
Ha! I got him, Dad! I got him! I went for the ankles!
Alsana
did it.
cringes for the floorboards.
And then there's Gage, like, clawing his way up.
He has like this enthusiastic, you did it to Gage, and then he like turns to like Kane. It's like, what the fuck is that?
I'll kill you.
And Kane just goes, alright.
Gage is sitting on your chest, Kane.
Yep. Alright, you win your gift. And he's going to pull out his single platinum piece.
Oh! He takes it.
It's prize money.
What is it?
It's a lot of money. And if you get good enough at wrestling, you can win these kind of things all the time.
And Aurora goes, that's very nice of you, Gage. Tell him thank you. Yeah, thank you! He kind of
Hey, you won it.
rolls off of you and sits on the floor, still checking out the front and back of the coin. Seems he's never
Kane
encountered
is,
one before.
Kane is sitting behind him, a massive shadow.
And Aurora is giving you a little bit of a look that says, we're gonna talk later.
Kane has a big dopey smile. It's like, yeah, I get to be a good brother for once.
Eventually, Aurora does corner you, and it was very kind of you, but that's too much. We don't need your charity. We don't need help.
It's not because I think you guys are doing poorly. I've seen what Alaris has in his bag. I know he's not doing poorly.
I know, but
I want to boost his confidence. You know.
that is a lot of gold for a small child.
Yeah, but in this town, what can you do with it?
All the candy.
Oh, candy.
I trust you and your raising of him, that he'll be responsible with it as much as a child can be.
I'll tell him to save it for his first sword or whatever it is he's going to do.
Hey, maybe teach him that if he's careful with it, he can make this last a while and get a lot of little things. Teach the value of a good money.
She sort of grimaces, and it would almost been easier if you'd done it in smaller increments.
Well, see, that's the fun of it. Now it's a challenge for you and him. And I know the kind of heart
True,
Angelaris carries around. You have enough to make change.
I don't need your challenges.
No.
Now, are you... I believe that you now owe me, and you're going to do it, make up for it, by helping me clean up for breakfast.
Sure thing. Anything else I can lend a hand with, or I've got the muscle. Anything like specifically done that you would need a group for, I can probably do
Well,
it.
Since you've got the muscle, you've also got the porridge pot.
I suppose I walked into that one, didn't I?
She shoos you towards it, and there's a little bit of crusty on the bottom. You're gonna have to lug that thing to a water source and give it a good scrub. But
Kane with a mighty heft does the dishes.
finally putting that stat to good use.
Hey, I can't when it gets cold. I gotta put it somewhere.
Yup.
I'm surprised by that one too, actually. I'm not sure how I rolled above you every time.
It's
Calda
the rule
is-
of Kane can never be greater than Calda.
Calda is the little mountain.
Yes. There is no beating Calda, period. I don't care what my bonus is. Even when I had a higher bonus, I couldn't beat you.
Yeah, that's fair. And after you fixed your athletics bonus.
Yeah.
So, anything else in this town on this day? And when will you be heading out via tree?
First of all, Asana is checking the watchtower.
Oh no. Couldn't just
All
let it
right.
go.
No.
You check the watchtower, give me a d20 roll.
Right. 5.
Okay. Yeah, you, let's see. As you go up to the watchtower, some moving cloth catches your eye. You head up, and you see, flapping in the wind a little bit, across a newly strung up clothesline, a row of, looks like towels, some sheets, and you see, setting up some more clothesline, a small halfling. Let's see. This would be one of them you encountered. This would be Marigold, I believe. One of the
Copperhead?
children. Yep, one of the children of Copper Kettle family.
She'll just like give a knock on the post of one of them from behind. Still floating just off of it.
Let's just... Oh yeah, you startle her. She jumps in... Oh! Whirls around, clutching the sheet.
Hello.
Oh! Hello? I didn't realize you were in town.
I have a way of making myself known eventually.
Huh.
Give a smile.
So, what does the, well, let's see. What was it, Daryl said? The cat witch? What business do you have here?
Just figured I'd come say hi since we are in town.
You know, we are open for, breakfast down in the inn.
We are treated by the Tundra Fists, but
Hmm.
the offer is appreciated.
Ah, pity.
Where would players forgetting the name?
Daryl?
Yeah, Daryl. You just said it. Yeah. Where
Yep.
would Daryl find himself this day?
I'm not really sure. It's his day off.
Oh.
We haven't needed much in the way of the watchtower recently,
Mhm.
at least not in the direction of the forest. It's been very quiet for very long, so yeah, we'll occasionally have somebody up here just to do a check, but no through the night watches
Hmm.
or through the day.
And so, just out of curiosity, has there been any word of anything in the forest? I mean, obviously life is returning, but anyone seen anything else in there? Interesting
Um,
stories?
oh, there's a traveler who went through the forest. You missed him. He came by about a month ago. He said that he swears he saw the unicorn. Or at least something white between the trees. Mother thinks that he just saw a deer with a strange coloration, but
Smile goes
he's,
across her face.
he was very certain it would look like a horse.
Hmm. Huh. Well, I mean, if everything's returning to the forest,
Oh, do you think so?
it would make sense, wouldn't it?
Is it true what they say about unicorns, that they love the pure of heart and they'll come when a young maiden goes and sings?
Till says, I'm not sure about that last one. I don't know if it's consistent.
Oh, really?
Um, and she kind of like gives a glance. Real quick insight.
Go ahead.
She asking for herself. Ah, come on. 9.
Mine. There's clear disappointment that the story might not be true, but no hint as to exactly why.
He just thinks, were you looking to try it yourself?
Well, some of us were talking. And there might be a little bit of a bet.
Mhm.
You know, whoever sees the unicorn first and wins, and more if they touch it or pet it.
Hmm. Who's in this
Um,
pool out of curiosity?
well, there's me. Uh, Daisy refused to be left out, Daisy Milver. There's my sister, uh, Lavinia, though she's a little bit less interested, but she's still sort of part of it. Um, and then there's Shayna. Shayna's sort of a favorite to win. She's always out in the forest because being the apothecary's apprentice and
Alright.
getting herbs and stuff.
Just a smile and a nod. Hmm. Well, I guess I'll have to ask that one if they're willing to have visitors.
Wait, you know?
Know what?
Is it really a unicorn?
Hmm. It is a guardian of the forest.
And you talk to it?
How to say? There's... There was some turmoil with how the forest was recently. Let's say a successor stepped in.
Oh, please, can you make it so I can meet it?
Just you? You want to win?
Well, a little bit, but mostly I just want to see it.
Well, like I said, I would have to ask him. He's getting used to the position, let's say, or the new area.
Is there anything I can trade for it? I have some crystals that I bought off of a trader once. I don't know if they're magical, but they're very pretty.
Let's. I think your enthusiasm is enough, but if you're looking for something else, what was the traveler you said came by here?
Oh, I don't remember his name.
rough description, perhaps? Basically, is it anyone else on it might know?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's not. It's a random throwaway comment
Yep,
with a
just making
random
sure.
throwaway NPC. So
That's
yes.
fine. That's fine.
Yep.
It's like, okay, just making sure.
Yep.
I'm still on a bit of a schedule right now, but I'm set to be freed up in, let's say, the coming months. And again, it's, whatever the new resident is comfortable with.
I can be very comfortable.
But if he seems okay with it, I can maybe arrange something. But here's the thing. You can't just go telling everyone, mind you.
No, I won't. I swear.
Nods with a smile. Good. But
Also, I don't care what Daryl says. You're not a bad witch at all.
Give it 10 minutes.
At that point, she floats onto the tower and lands down. That's very nice, dear. Let's say I have fun with Daryl. He has preconceived notions, and I mean, who am I not to play into them sometimes? But it's appreciated.
So next time you're in town, maybe? I'll ask. I'll ask then.
Nods.
Keep a watch out for you.
Yes, that as well. If you happen to see him beforehand, let me know.
Yes.
And maybe when I come, we can get something together for the little betting pool we've got going. Wouldn't want you getting an unfair advantage, would we?
Well, I won't take the winning of the bets if I'm the
How
first.
much is riding on it?
She looks around. 5 whole silver.
And she thinks back to the fact of, oh, how much did Gage just get? Holy shit. These poor people. That kid is a god. That kid is actually wealthy.
His
Yep.
dad is a Laris.
I know, but what that kid has in his piggy bank.
Kane just handed him like $500.
Yep.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what your dad's rocking in his bank account. If you've got 500 big ones in your piggy bank as a kid,
You're like wealthy.
yep.
But you're in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. What are you gonna spend on it?
They fairly regularly visit Soren.
Yeah.
Aurora's got family there.
And they're still
And that'll
on
be
the
his
river.
retreat.
Either way, just okay. Well, it was good to see you.
You too.
I'm going to give a look out for the naysayer of the local witch. She just
Alright.
walks down the stairs and says hi to the rest of the copper kettles.
Yep.
Maybe even
They're- yep.
a very
They're
quick
very
passive
good.
medicine, make sure no one's having anything too bad on them.
What is
There's
it
a
with
little
you
bit
and
of a-
inspecting the villagers' teeth?
Not the teeth, but if one of the guys goes to wave and the shoulder just stops halfway, it goes out. No. It's okay, no, hold on.
Just on the way, you fix a couple of minor sprains and see to a headache. There's a little bit of a oh
Mother
sorry dear,
Teresa
didn't
over
see
here.
you come in. What can I get you interaction? But
Yep.
Just
saying hi.
Yep. You do not see Daryl in the main building.
Yep. And she'll just ask would you happen to know what Daryl is this time of day?
Oh, who knows where Daryl is in any day. Try his house, Carver household. It's just around the corner. Go down the way and first house on your left.
Thank you very much. She'll head out.
You head out. So I'm gonna say that he is not in his house. How do you want to go about searching for him, and how much time do you want to dedicate to it?
She'll just kind of give a go over of the town, maybe floating around. Maybe half hour.
Okay. Let's go ahead and have you roll a perception check. You may guidance. Because you're probably just over and over casting that on yourself as you search.
Yep, 21.
21. Alright. Let's see. Alright. You happen to spot him as he is crossing the center of town out in the open after you've done a couple of passes at the edges back and forth just in case. And then you see him, heading roughly eastward.
She'll touch down behind a building, like across from him, just so she can come out from between a building in front of him.
Okay. There's a little, like, shared yard of sorts in the middle of a cluster of 4 houses. Open, and it opens to the central area.
Yep.
He is oblivious.
Yep. And she just walks out in front, like, in his path, maybe a bit ahead.
He doesn't see you at first, and then he happens to glance up, glances again. Oh! Hell! And he turns around and bolts.
And she's like, that's not very nice.
No! Get away from me! Get away from me!
See, it may not be nice, but it is completely warranted.
She's gonna float.
Incidentally, he is running roughly towards the Tunderfist house, or at least the street that runs by it. So you guys hear a screaming Daryl run past.
I think we found Alsana.
Yeah. Steps outside wielding a snowball.
I'll just step outside just wanting to watch what the hell's gonna happen.
Yep. You step outside in time to see Alsana kind of floating on the broom, looking entirely too gleeful.
There's a look at her.
Yep.
Look at the kid. Look at the snowball. Toss snowball at the kid.
Roll for the throw.
20.
Yeah. Biff right in the back of the head, and he stumbles forward and then skids another foot.
Okay, that was mean too, Kane.
You've been tormenting this man for how long?
I have not physically affected him once.
Okay, you've been harassing him.
Mental anguish is still harassment.
And she'll
Kid, just don't be. It's okay. She can only get inside your mind.
He scrambles
words.
up and away again.
Ah, smart. Run away from the orc. Honestly, I was gonna say she can get into your mind with words. I get into it with snowballs.
I just
Careful.
want to say something and then I'll leave you alone.
No, yell at him. I want to hear the kind of bullshit you're gonna say and say you don't cause this man anguish.
He ducks around the corner to the back of the Tunderfist house.
Good choice.
Suddenly just floats over.
He's kind
It's
of
basically
pressed
cheating,
against
Alsana,
the
come on.
corner of the chimney, underneath the eaves, like he's trying to hide but not hoping for much. And he glances up, and you hear, "Eep!"
Can I say my piece and I'll leave you be?
He nods.
She floats down and lands. One? I hope you and, I can't think names.
That's okay. Barty.
Barty. I hope you and Buddy are doing well.
Gives you a suspicious look.
And I mean that. Don't worry, secret is still safe. Second of all, sorry, was he stated to be one in the unicorn betting pool?
No, he is not.
Okay.
His other friend Shayna is.
Yep, so, okay. Second of all, I hear you're, not exactly singing my praises around town.
He gives you an even more suspicious look. And you can see the calculation going on behind his eyes of who snitched.
Oh, come on, dear. Let's. when you talk like I assume you do you think it's going to be subtle?
He starts to shake his head, and then he starts to nod, and then he stills because he can't decide what the good answer is.
Just I'll reel back some of the fun, okay? If it's gotten to the point where you break into a dead sprint.
Can I go? You're not gonna turn me into anything unnatural.
Not unless you want me to.
No.
In that case, let's see. How about a peace offering then? And she'll just flip over a gold piece to him.
It kind of kink into the grass and dust at his feet. And he looks down and looks up at you, and
It's not cursed, I promise.
it's not gonna turn into leaves or something if I try to spend it.
Shakes her head.
It's not gonna attract some creatures or anything like that.
Have you considered being a monster hunter? You've got some good senses on you.
No.
Just a thought. No, but seriously,
He's got the trauma for it.
yep. No, but seriously, I think you at least did good work, on the lookout when it was needed. At least when other people weren't. Sleep schedules notwithstanding. Do you have a spot in your future marked now that things have lightened up?
Kind of gives a shrug. Work the farm like Dad?
Just nods. Well, I mean, if you're ever looking for something a bit more, let's say, out there for employment, you don't have to go directly through me, but I know some people.
Yeah, I prefer my skin in its own shape in one piece.
It's not always stuff like that.
There's just Kane yelling from around the corner, like, Osana, you have family to come visit. Let's go.
Fine. Like I said, it's perfectly mundane coin.
I would like you to roll a quick insight check.
Alright. Only taking a second.
You may
Of
have
course
2
it is.
seconds, possibly even 3. Guess nicely.
4.
Did I not click it?
Ah, that's too much.
I don't know.
No, I definitely clicked it that time.
Mm-hmm.
Just
All
keep
right.
clicking it till it happens.
Then that's how you fix it. Yep.
But if you wanted to do the thing, hit the go button more.
Yeah. Clearly.
There,
There
we
it is. A 9. Okay.
Yep. I have a
Alright.
plus 6 to insight, but I never get a good one on insight.
Got a plus 10 to athletics, and I still never beat Golda.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's the one.
Mm.
But yeah, no. There's a little bit of a shift in his expression, but you can't read it or figure out what it's about. So
I'm going to be gone
He's
for a
cute.
bit.
He's learned an anti-witch charm.
Yep. I'm going to be gone for a bit. If there's anything you need to say it now.
he shakes his head. He has not bent down to pick up the gold coin yet.
Alright. Well. Wish you well. Give the others my regards. What was the girl's name again?
Shayna?
Was it Shayna who was on the roof with him that time?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Give those two my regards. And just walks back around. Might just pause for a second to see if she hears him pick it up or not.
Make a perception check. You may guidance because you were listening with intent.
26.
It takes a moment after you've gone around the corner, like he's waiting to be sure you're gone, and then you hear a little rustle of fabric and the scrape of coin on gravel.
Yep, she walks back in the house.
Yep.
At that point she goes, you do make a good point, Kane. She is going to pull out her mirror. She'd like to scry on her mom.
Okay. So, let me go ahead and figure out what the DC is supposed to be. You're not familiar with her because before, basically as soon as you were born, you didn't have her anymore.
Did she stay for a couple years?
She might have stayed a little bit, but not long enough for any kind of memory or impression.
Okay.
I don't suppose it could be like a +4 instead of a +5.
Let me see. Hold on a second. Let me look up.
You could argue technically you have a piece of her blood. You have you.
Piece of her DNA.
No,
So
you're an
level.
entirely different person. Like every how many years?
I will allow a first hand for the technicality of being a baby, so you have met the target.
Okay.
Sort of. I will allow that for a +0 on the modifier. Instead of second hand or familiar. For connection, you don't have any likeness or picture, you don't have a possession or garment, and I'm going to say you do not have any body part, lock of hair, etc., off of her.
Yep, that's fine.
So it's none of those things.
If it's decently neutral, I'm fine with that.
Okay. So that is, let's see, a wisdom saving throw. Gone through the modifiers. Okay. All right. I never actually set up a sheet for her, so let me go ahead and... Something I intended to do, so let me go ahead and make an NPC sheet real quick to put a number in. Her wisdom would be... Yeah, it would be pretty good. And... Let me check something. One moment, please, while I make sure of something.
If her particular class has a saving throw in wisdom.
More or less. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, the spell fails. You
Yep.
search for your mother's face in the mirror, but all you see is your own.
Mhm.
You know that for the next 24 hours, you're not going to be able to attempt this on her again.
Yep. It's bothersome.
No luck.
Give a look in the chat.
That was Ken asking.
Oh, okay. No.
We still have time. It's not like we have that strict
I don't
deadline.
want to waste time.
Should we
Would
head to
you-
the forest and start looking?
That sounds
Would
like
you
a
guys-
waste.
You don't have any spells I can track people, do you? Sorry, go ahead.
That is
Calder.
this.
Hulda, thoughts?
No, it's okay.
You don't have like a... I'm basically asking, you have like, what is it, track person, it's called?
Look at creature.
Creature.
Just that has a very limited range, and we're not going and pinging around every single part of the deep thicket. One of this is that it can be done while you people are talking with the family who probably likes you.
What are the odds we go to Tanager and ask around?
What do you think
It's
she's
been a while.
been through?
I mean, even if she hasn't been a while since we've been there.
I don't want this to sound harsh or anything. I genuinely want your thoughts on this, dear. But if you're not sure she likes you, are you seeing her just for the closure?
Tilts her head. I suppose in a way. Like I said, I don't know. But this one can be put to rest.
More of a, in case you die, you want to at least have talked to her once.
I'd like to know what her face looks like at least.
Maybe someone there knows. Cast an illusion spell.
And maybe once this is all over, we can have the time to go into the deep thicket and check it out.
Like I said, I don't. We have a mission. They're planning on the other side. They're moving, they're making actions. Can't be here forever.
Shall we give it at least 1 day's try? After that, we head down Barion, or Threshold.
I'd like to ask if you lot would be willing to accompany me back to the plains.
You want to talk to the hag, don't you?
Nods.
Sure, why not?
Alright, just... Can we please agree on some sign that I need to throw a spear through her face too?
I think she is
Just in case.
very expecting of something
I
like
know.
that.
But just some sign from you in case we need to go hot.
Maybe like a little saying or something that'll bring us into action.
What was that game we played last night?
No.
Jenga?
I'm looking more for something that can be in conversation.
Maybe like a cooking reference or a potion or a certain particular potion reference.
How about, does lamp vine grow in the deep thicket?
That's a bit.
It's something you'd be able to ask a hag. Something that she knows you have a connection to.
How about I ask her if she makes cookies?
Sure.
Okay.
How about if she says yes, we have to find them before we kill her?
We
Well,
know to
what if they-
we know to look for them first of all, and second of all, they're probably made of spiders.
Oh, no cookies.
Having a
make it-
spider or two.
We can make our own cookies.
Yeah,
But
true.
don't have spiders in them.
Okay. Well, in that case, I guess Alaris, you can say goodbyes, let's say.
Yeah.
By the way, and she just quickly pulls Alaris like off to the side, just like around a corner. Do you want to tell the other two or what?
What?
Do you want to tell the other two? And she gestures to the party.
I guess.
I'm just wondering if you want me to step around it or not.
Yeah.
I know Calder would like to know.
Yeah.
Alright, she presents Alaris back to the group.
Sorry, yeah.
That's quick.
There's a little thing that I have to tell you guys.
Oh, you breaking up with me?
Please
no,
don't tell me you're backing out now.
no, it's good news. Very.
If anything, he has something to fight for even more.
Oh, good.
My wife felt a little nauseous today.
Oh, was my cooking that bad?
And he's gonna look at Calda for a second.
I'm gonna make an insight check.
Go ahead. The DC would probably be fairly low.
Fuck.
It's probably about the DC.
You've experienced this 3 times.
Oh, so like the sickness and the
I noticed this. I noticed her morning sickness, yes.
Just look to like Aurora and just go, "Congratulations, dear."
She
Kane
smiles.
is looking around confused.
She's with child.
Gage, of note, was also looking confused.
Just a
I would
cane
imagine perfectly mirrored faces of oh.
Kane is with
He's with child, and
child.
then Kane's like, yeah, of course, Gage is right there.
Yeah,
He has a name.
And called does like a little pregnant motion.
I'm having another kid, Kane.
Oh damn.
Wait, I'm gonna be a big brother?
Yeah.
You're still a little way.
Gage just looks a little bit like, huh?
Kane just looks at Aurora. It's like, well, I'll try not to corrupt the second one as bad as I did the first one.
Please don't.
I'll take the reins on that one.
Please, Calda's raised like 3 wonderful children already.
Hopefully more.
I trust Calda implicitly.
Wait, what?
What?
Why is everyone having kids? He looks at Alsana.
She tilts her head.
Ah, you're gay, never mind.
I just
Oh, shit!
Jay.
Hey, guess what I just remembered, guys?
Eloise?
I still have Dren in my bag.
Wait, we have a dead body.
No, you don't.
No, we set that. Alsana
Yeah.
pulled that under.
That was buried.
Okay, sorry, I saw this in my inventory.
Ah.
Keep that in your bag.
I thought you remembered about your girlfriend.
No,
Nope.
I didn't.
No, Alsana did the roots thing under the water again.
That has
Oh, that's
been
right.
disposed of. You do
Sorry,
not.
I saw that and I panicked. Sorry.
Fine. It's fine.
That'd be freaking hilarious.
You're gonna be a big brother. Wait a second.
Pulls the head out of the bag. Oh, shit.
it's terrible.
Don't do this.
Fortunately for everybody, that does not happen.
You
Kane has the brief moment of like, oh god, I hope brothers get second chances.
Kane, you have the brief moment of going, where did I put that?
Yep. It's like, did I leave the oven on?
Yep, you stick your hand in your bag and you think Dren and hope that you don't feel a head of hair.
Yep.
Nothing comes up. So you're
Okay.
Morticia's gotten to that a few times. It's just shit. Where'd I put that corpse?
Morticia is meticulously organized.
Mhm.
How dare you imply?
I kind of,
I mean, when the snakes disappeared.
I
Yeah,
kind of
that
like
was a
look.
bad moment for her.
I kind of just like glance at Alsana and called it like, I feel like I should give a gift.
Eh.
I'm new to this whole like supportive friend thing.
After the last
Aurora
one,
holds up a hand.
It's not money. It's not money.
It's not necessary.
when we get back and when the new one arrives.
He pulls out the snake repelling charm, there's a whole thing with snakes and pregnant women.
Also, just like lowers the hand back down into the bag. It's like, no.
All right,
When
but like aren't snakes like a symbol for like eternal life or something like that, like rebirth and.
that's the Ouroboros, and that has other connotations too. So, just
Okay, I'll have to whittle something.
again, wait for it to be at least physically apparent on the poor girl. Look over at Aurora, who looks probably the exact same as when we first met her.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But Aurora waves off any attempts at gift giving at this point.
It's just like, okay, but if the kid has an interest in magic,
No, if he's interested in magic, just give it to Calda. Or Alaris. Alaris is a powerful warlock.
Don't give them to Alaris. That's already Alaris' kid.
Right, let Alaris teach it. You know, because they're the dad.
and then you're going to have to set up a patron contract.
We're not.
Or they could be a cleric.
I'm not
Not how that.
trying to sell my son's soul. if that's what
I'm
you're
not a
implying.
cleric, Kane.
No, not you. I mean, like I feel like the good influence of Calda and the fact that that it's Alaris' kid could very quickly create a cleric or a sorcerer even.
That's
Maybe the-
you can't just math out a spellcaster, Kane.
That's what a wizard is.
Maybe the kid could find out what God actually gave him power. Did it God? I don't remember anymore.
Just
Calda's just.
also
I-
picture of her nose.
Either way, we have places to be and stuff to kill. I mean, places to kill and stuff to be. I mean,
Bye, Gage.
Hi, Gage.
later.
Bye. And
Make sure you
Aurora.
practice the stances before you ever try to swing that knife.
Okay.
Don't swing it near your mother.
Okay.
Allowed me to corrupt you. I've allowed you to corrupt my son.
You didn't
Me-
allow me, to be fair.
I did not. No.
In fact, you heavily discouraged it.
Yes.
Look, unfortunately, me and Alsana are at least kind of related.
It was going to be one of you.
Aren't you glad it's me, though? At least he can only hurt like a couple people at a time.
What do you think I'm teaching Rose?
I mean, I'm talking just like pure like potential for destruction is much lower than you.
Have you seen what you do?
Again, number of people can be. We had this whole conversation about Eulalia. Potential of destruction is far higher for a
That is
spellcaster.
very different.
As you guys are walking out the door, continuing this argument.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of druids, if they work together, could be a real problem.
And
Oh.
Yeah,
Aurora.
but druids working together with other druids? That's just the Greenwater Wood, which is very concerning.
and they're very
Yes,
nice people.
Imagine the Greenwater Wood, but they were all taught by Alsana.
So the Mirror Greenwater Wood.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
No,
That'd be like a.
Cult?
I
Cult?
am not starting a cult.
Aren't you
No.
writing scripture for a demon?
Look.
Sounds a little
have you
culty.
there. He might have you there.
Might have you there.
Sounds a little culty.
I am not teaching people to be in a cult.
Now, aren't you teaching a bunch of spellcasters in the fact that you can talk to the dead and you're writing scripture for a demon and you raised a warlock of a fiend? And you're trying to encourage new druids who were on the mirror world in the Feywild?
I feel like all of those are sort of not like
But
leading
similar
to
enough
one
that
another.
if you math it together, you may not get a spellcaster, but you sure as shit get the potential for a cult.
Well, they're not working together.
Not how that works.
Let's go murder our other halves.
Yeah, let's go do that.
Please.
I'll take time with you. And she just starts walking.
Don't. He'll kill you.
Hey, maybe
Where are we going, by the way,
he'll
Threshold?
Um,
Get out of here.
Howling Blades.
Yeah,
Alright.
Nettie.
Fucking idiot.
Altan's gonna tap the tooth.
And another thing, aren't we speaking with a hag like in like 10 minutes?
Nods.
You tap the tooth.
And just, are you open for a visit?
Give me a moment to get the nice doilies out.
I hate everything you just said.
Let me check that list. See exactly what I've got out here.
Let me scroll up to my interesting potions.
Oh, okay. Hmm. We're on a river thing. Could Alsana go get a fish 5 days dead, no more, no less?
I'm sure Kane has one.
Did you go fishing 5 days ago?
Oh, what was 5 days ago? That was the day before the fight with Eulalia, right?
I can't
would've
do
been-
math.
28th, it would have been 2 days before the fight with Eulalia.
We were sitting in the swamp for a week. I imagine at some point he was fishing.
Alright, the question is whether you were fishing, but also whether it was eaten. I want you to roll...
We had a whole crocodile.
Yeah, but that's a crocodile.
It's not fish.
Yeah, I
You
know, but like we had enough to eat. Anyways,
You might have wanted to vary it up. Let's have you roll a d100. If you roll high enough, then it's both yes, you fished, and yes, you kept.
76.
76? You fished and you kept?
Pulls out a fish.
That'll work. And
No, you should ask me for these things in advance. I could have like prepared it. This was just luck.
there is a long list and there is many things going on right now.
Yeah, but I fish all the time. Just ask me to keep one.
It's never mind. And she will open the way to a tree on the path towards that hut.
There were many trees that you can recall. And you open the pathway. Zip, 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 zip. You all run through. closes behind you as you find yourself on the winding cliffside path up to a tower that seems to have grown since you were gone. There is an addition built off to the side, very rough of stacked stones, but it seems to be holding together, thatched on the top with various dried grasses. Somewhat poorly constructed, but it's staying. And as you approach up the path, you see the door of the tower click and creak open.
Oh, it still does that. Fun.
And you hear a voice from inside. Well, why fix what's not broken? Come in.
So I'll look to the group.
Oh, I see you brought everybody. I don't have the place settings for tea for all of them, but I can make do.
We've already.
They've
Pity.
had breakfast and we're on a bit of a road trip.
It's
Pity.
a bit
You
of a rush,
should
too.
you should really try my rock cakes. They're a specialty.
Isn't that just rations?
I should be insulted.
Hmm.
Now come in, sit down,
Green
sit down.
ration?
Also, he doesn't know better.
As you go into the interior, you see that it is dimly lit. The shelves are gone, the wooden tables, the fur rugs, everything has been cleared out. It is, by and large, bare stone. However, it seems like she's cultivating some moss and various lichens to take root in the cracks and to grow and spread. Instead of the wooden tables, there is a large boulder that seems to have been shorn off at the top to create a flat, level surface. A couple of smaller ones create makeshift chairs. They are thoughtfully padded with clumps of moss.
Also,
You
I'll
see a number of cobwebs up in the high corners.
glances around. Seems you've made room to swing your arms a bit more.
Ah, yes, far too cramped and kitschy. The old one had it. Complete mess of things. No space to breathe, no room to think.
Speaking of a mess of things, I have some supplies.
Excellent. Tip them out on the table. We'll sort through them, and I'll show you a few little tips and tricks, as it were.
Also, I'm going to slap down the humanoid tongue of, humanoid tooth willingly given.
Ooh. And she picks it up and turns it this way and that. And no trickery to be seen. Yes. Neither stolen nor lied about. Interesting. How did you manage that?
Just see the cavity in it.
Shotgun dentistry.
Ah. Turns it over. Ooh, that'll be a nice little bite. She puts it down.
Does the method of receiving the tooth change the flavor?
It has to be willingly given, otherwise the potion doesn't work. It,
Right, but if it's willing as a favor or willing as owed, does it change like the tang?
it might.
It's more that pulling the tooth out of something you kill is not exactly suiting.
Yes, those have a tendency to.
No, I understand. I understand magically wise, but I mean like flavor.
I
Oh,
couldn't tell.
Mm.
I couldn't begin to tell.
You're
It tastes rather the same to me.
taking on quite the challenge if you're drinking potions for the taste. Asana will then put out the tongue of a liar.
Oh, now this is an interesting little thing.
The sound I imagine it makes when it hits the table is awful.
It's probably wrapped in something.
So the thud.
Well then, yes, this will be another interesting little potion, especially if you have to, say, talk your way around something.
Puts out tail of a living lizard.
Ah, this one is fun.
How'd you get that
Oh,
again?
Uh,
How'd you get that one again?
She found a lizard while we were in the Moor Marsh.
Just ripped its tail off?
No, it's the ones that drop it as a reaction thing.
she
Well, I
kind
would
of
have loved if we came here and it just had got eaten by a bird by now.
she kind of lets it wiggles it between her fingers and points it at Kane and called a. This would benefit one of the two of you, I think.
Just the tail?
What the tail will be made into.
Ah,
It has its particular little quirks, but the two of you like to charge in, swords drawn. I can tell.
And I
This-
believe,
Is it the
Can help
rippling
with
muscles?
when we met in person last, I gave you the scales of a dragon.
Ah, you did.
We should find another one of those.
Not something from my list of particular interests, but I'm sure we can make something. Have you any more?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full.
And she goes, I have 2 out of 3 for 1. And she puts down the eel oil and the fish 5 days dead. However,
What was the third one of those?
Was that?
What was the third one of those you need?
It was moth wings. Only the left ones, 12 of them. And
Oh, that's
she
right.
is actually. Where is it? Oh, do I not have it on the sheet? I prepared it.
Put some moths
Oh
in
no,
there.
that's. Oh, okay, no. That's just locusts. Oh well.
Yeah.
Don't suppose she could modify a spell to bring out moths, could she?
I mean, do you have summoned woodland creatures?
Would that
Uh,
work?
I don't think it would. Because you would get 8, not 12.
Hmm,
Do it twice.
If you did it twice, I might allow it.
okay.
We can just do target practice.
Mhm.
Like dexterity training.
Mhm.
And called and they'll can a pair of chopsticks as they go ham.
just about to say.
What level spell is that again?
Conjure woodland creatures. I think it's second
Level.
level.
Conjure. That's why I was thinking. I was looking for the word summon.
I don't think it's second level. That's like fourth.
Is it fourth?
Yeah.
It's higher.
Conjure woodland beings is 4th.
Oh my god!
Is it conjure minor fae? Or fa-
No, there's no second conjuration. druid
No,
spell.
conjure woodland beings is for the Fae. That's at 4th level. 3rd level is conjure animals.
Conjure animals. Yes.
That's how you-
That one.
So yes.
Yep.
Alright.
Oh, you could just upcast. If you cast with a 5th level spell slot, you get twice as many.
Oh,
I guess 2 3rd levels are easier to use.
up to you.
I will say it does say it disappears when it hits 0 HP. What if we keep them alive?
Nope. You'd have to.
That's what I'm wondering. Could she basically?
She can only
Get-
get 8 that because it's concentration.
Get the wings off, and yeah, you'd only have 8 unless you cast it at the 5th level to get twice as many.
Could
Which is good.
could she? Could she mix some spells and do some spell smushing for conjure animals and insect plague?
Ooh. Insect plague, but you have to grab the left wings really fast.
I'm going to say no in this case because that seems too similar to conjuring a swarm, which cannot be done.
Mm,
Check something. Insect plague is 5th?
Yep.
That's locusts. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like changing insect plague to moths, basically.
We could also. Don't you have a teleporter into a tower where it's nighttime? In a forest?
The tower itself is not nighttime. The room looks like it's nighttime.
Yep.
It doesn't have
Oh,
any.
it's not.
No, no.
Oh, is it not actually nighttime there? Okay, I thought it was just 12 hours away.
Think I guess go to like the whole like concept of the Great Hall ceiling in Hogwarts because that's like pop
Okay,
culture.
gotcha.
Everybody knows about it. Except that instead of it's enchanted to look like the sky outside in whatever condition it is, it's enchanted to look like the night sky.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Then she'll just stick with those ones as it is. Ask, would you happen to have? Would you be willing to supply one from some if I had a bit from another?
She gives you a look and says, "My dear, the reason I asked this is because my supplies are having to be built back up."
Okay. Very well. Well, I'll hand off these two then, and well, I suppose the fish won't really be doing as well. Um, but this, and she'll pass off the eel oil.
Oh, a fine little gesture. So we have the tooth, the tail, and the tongue.
Yep.
It's very satisfying. So, let's get started.
And the scales, which is on the list, mind you.
Of course. They aren't tied to a particular potion. There's a number of things that can be done with them. Basically, the scales are the equivalent of the lichens, mosses, fungi, molds, only
Okay.
instead of making a base, it can make a whole bunch of other things, potentially, or be added to other things.
Okay.
So, over the next several hours, Nettie walks you through how to brew some particularly interesting little potions.
Okay.
In the meantime,
Shall I be making checks for this?
No, because she is actually doing most of the brewing and she's showing you how.
Okay.
You are learning. However, in the future, you may be able to make these yourself, provided you can get the ingredients. So, the tooth. That fixes you something she calls the Brute Bite Brew. Let me go ahead and take a screenshot of it, because I found it online and it seemed interesting. Actually, I found all of these online as home brews. So, that is the effect. An uncommon potion. You end up with, let's see, roll 1d4.
oh, it's gonna taste so bad.
You end up with double that number, so 6 vials of this deep, near black liquid. The vials occasionally jitter in your hand very slightly. Drinking this potion, as it says in the screenshot that I shared, grants you a magical melee attack action for 1 hour. When affected by the potion, a fanged spectral jawbone appears floating in front of your face, gives you the bite action. Magical, 5-foot reach, finesse property, so you can use dexterity, and proficiency.
Is it
On
an
a-
attack or is it an action?
It is...
Melee
I'm
attack
gonna say
action.
It's an attack, yeah.
Okay.
It is an attack. 44 force damage. You add your wisdom modifier to the damage, not dexterity or strength. So dex or strength determines the to hit according to this. Wisdom modifier determines the damage
Okay.
bonus.
Who doesn't? That was 3 you made, right?
6.
6. Oh, damn.
6, however, Nettie takes 3 herself and passes 3 to you.
Okay.
This is how this works. She
Then
gets
can
half of the brew, you get the other half.
Okay, then can we just assume that for me typing down in the future, the number I roll is the number I get?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, who doesn't
Sorry, I
want
didn't
one?
make that clear right away.
I want Alsana to have one because if she does that with a wild shape, that could get wacky.
Very good point. And you have the highest wisdom, so. Calder, do you want one or no?
Let me read it.
If we run into anything that's like immune to slashing,
True.
Yeah, it could be a nice just in case.
Lars drawn? John? He did.
He's dead.
We fucking killed him. Good sir. Father of one and almost two.
We can determine that later. Well, let's go ahead and go through the other potions.
Yep.
We can determine it in the chat if need be. Go ahead and type to him. He might not hear us. I don't know.
Alright.
Something wrong.
I have 3 in my inventory for now.
Yep.
Ah,
All
John,
right.
no?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
This is next.
The next one. The Liar's Tongue.
Oh no.
You end up with roll another 1d4. 4. All right. Total of 8. 4 for you, 4 for Nettie. It is a silvery liquid with a somewhat viscous consistency. You can tell it's not going to go down and all at once, as it were.
Hmm.
Seems like it would somewhat leave a coating.
I'll
While
maple
in
syrup.
The drinker's charisma score becomes 19 unless it was already
Oh,
19
no.
or higher, and they have advantage on all charisma checks for 1d4 hours.
That
And
would-
Nettie points out there is a payoff for it. After it wears off, the drinker cannot speak at all until they've taken a bit of a break.
That's not a good thought for.
So until a short or long rest ends, you cannot speak at all
Okay.
after drinking it.
And how
after
long does it
wearing
work?
off. 1d4 hours, so it varies a little bit every time. Let me go
Okay.
ahead and copy paste that one because I don't have a nice little screenshot.
Just slap
I'll
those
put
in the
it-
chat, please.
I'll put it in the game chat, yes. It's already a plan. I just do like to read them off.
Yep, that's okay.
So, there's how it works.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
And-
I have a question about the parameters of that. Is
Mhm.
performance included, or was it just forgotten when they wrote it down?
I'm going to say that performance is only included when performance involves the voice.
Okay.
So, yeah, charisma juggling, no.
Okay, just like wanted that little
Mhm.
thing.
Calder, what's your
Yeah.
charisma right now?
20, I'm fine.
Okay.
I
The-
appreciate it.
So the advantage is nice.
The advantage is very nice.
Honestly, I'm thinking 1 to everyone. Just to make it easy.
I'll worry about doling it out later. I'm just writing it
Right.
down right now.
All right. And then the last one. The tail. It creates a potion known as the tail slurp. This one roll 1d2.
Love it.
Roll 1d
not
what?
1d2. You're not going
Alright.
to get as much.
Flip the coin. Alright.
All right. You finish this up and have enough for 1 vial. Nettie looks at it and says, "Well, you did give me the eel oil. And if you throw the fish in, that could be a nice little meal. In exchange, you may use this as you will.
I think that's fair.
Make the swap. And you have a potion she calls Tail Slurp. Of note, in the course of making this potion, the lizard tail was stewed in it. However, it never actually broke up or dissolved. The tail kind of floats in this semi-clear greenish liquid. And she says, "Now, whoever drinks it, mind you have it all in one go, tail and all. It's not going to work if you sip at it." Effects last 1 hour. And there is a long list of benefits and drawbacks, which she explains, and which I'm going to go ahead and paste into the chat and then talk over.
Disgusting.
You get 10 temporary HP, plus 5 movement speed, and a climb speed equal to your movement, plus 1d4 damage to all melee weapons attacks, and you cannot be charmed or frightened while under the effects. However, you have disadvantage on wisdom, intelligence, and charisma ability checks. Every time someone tries to communicate with you or you try to communicate with someone else, roll an intelligence check at disadvantage, DC 12, to understand or be understood.
God.
Oh god,
This might be my new favorite potion.
I love it. It's horrible and I love it.
Like, what the fuck? Do you just turn into a monkey? Is that
No,
what this is?
A
mentally
lizard.
you become a lizard.
A lizard.
Lizard brain.
Lizard brain.
Oh my god. You get
I wish-
fucking lizard brain.
I wish there was a drawback of having a craving for flies once it's wearing off.
That's up to your role play.
You now smell through your tongue.
Well then. Kane, you won't be losing much.
I don't think Kane's the one losing all of it.
I'm just trying to think, like, would that really be so bad? I have Indomitable. I'm not gonna make high saves anyways.
Yep, you'll have disadvantage.
I'm not gonna make them anyways. I only have +1s.
See, my brain was like, what if it's like a charm or frighten thing that I realize you're immune to it? And
Yeah,
then,
like- This guy, I kind of get turned into a lizard barbarian for a little while.
it really evens itself out.
Oh my god, we give you that bite potion and you're basically a lizard folk.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. And then I do like 5d4 damage.
Hunter-
Oh, melee weapon attacks, not melee
Do you have
magic
Hunter Mark?
attacks. Sorry?
Do you have Hunter's Mark?
No.
Okay, well
Yeah,
I
that's
could give you
worse.
Divine Favor and then we could have extra
Just
damage.
roll out a million d4s per hit.
Uh,
I think my drained life uses d4s.
I think it does.
Can you just imagine an action surge where Kane does a total of 30 d4 damage?
Having
That
real
av- that-
potions
that
and go
av-
with a knife.
That averages out 75 damage if they all hit. It's all force damage.
Force damage.
Oh.
It's just I love how goofy this fucking potion is.
All of these potions are unusual, off the wall, goofy. There was literally only one, I think, that came from the book.
I love it. These are so fun. I just want to use the liar's tongue while wielding the flame tongue weapon, just for the fun of it.
Double tongue. Nope.
And then drink the
Didn't
tail
like
slurp
that.
to get a fork tongue.
Oh. God, triple tongue. Don't like that either.
Hold on. If you drink the tail slurp and then the brute's brew, does the tongue inside the jaw become forked?
There is no tongue inside the jaw, it's just a skeletal jaw.
Can I make it such that if you drink both?
anyways, so out of curiosity, what did the dragon scales do?
The dragon scales were going to be a creative exercise at best. They were mainly meant for. They were mainly meant as a as kind of a bonus thing that you could give off the list. I do not have a special potion for them. However, you could probably create a potion of resistance in accordance with the type of scales, which I believe was green, so a potion of poison resistance. if you
Okay,
should like.
let's see. I want to see if there's anything else I can put into this.
Yeah.
She has some of the Naga poison.
Interesting.
Could
Okay.
I make like an antitoxin and just give full immunity?
Temporarily.
By the way, how long does this all take?
Oh, this is taking several hours, honestly.
Kane is gonna go look for an orc.
Okay.
Calder's coming with him so he's not on the plains alone.
Fair.
And Calder's taking one of the fucking sending stones. Just so it's said out loud.
All right. Sounds good. So, just to check it off the list, basically, I'll say that you can.
Survival?
I'm gonna have you give me. Nope. I'm gonna have Alsana real quick. Give
Oh,
me just to finish up the potion thing. Give me your alchemy check at advantage. Add your D4 for guidance because, of course, you would.
Yep. Ugh.
This is like the Rosalind enchantment all over again.
Okay,
Right.
Ugh, 23. Gross.
that is enough. 23 is still enough. Uh, with all things considered, you can make. Give me 1d6.
3.
All right, double that number.
And then have it again.
Yep, have it again. So you get 3 potions of poison immunity. It works the same way as a potion of resistance in that it lasts for 1 hour, makes you immune to poison damage for that hour.
Hmm. Not the poison condition, though.
Sure, let's throw the poison condition in there as well.
Alright.
Because frankly, if you're not being damaged by poison, you're probably not going to be otherwise
Woozy
affected
by it.
Yeah.
Alright.
You could make it like anti-magic, where like it uses up duration, but during that hour it does not affect you. It's still there. But either way.
No.
Okay, and one other thing. Alsana's just going to, like, present this basically to Nettie and just ask, like, is there anything fun that you would know to do with this? She has 2 things.
What does she have?
First, it is a black pudding in a jar.
Oh
Jesus
boy.
Christ.
She looks at that and goes, "Ah, that's an interesting little pet.
Mhm.
Here. Here. You could make some interesting acids from this, the byproducts. You could create it into something that resists acids. You could, let's see, simply throw it on someone's head. Just like, though that's a little bit direct. Not nearly as much fun.
Do you... Okay, now, this is a player thing. I don't know if Alsana would know it.
Mhm.
Do you know about a slithering tracker?
A slithering tracker.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the monsters that I'm less familiar with. Let me go ahead and... It's one of the oozes.
It's in Volos.
Okay. I know I've read about it, I just am not as familiar with it. So let me go ahead and find it real quick.
I asked because it is specified that Hag knows ways to make them.
Probably.
The only thing is that it's the way it's made that Alsana's iffy on, but...
Does she know?
Yeah.
You can go ahead and, as Alsana, roll a nature check to see if you've ever read about them.
Alright.
Maybe an arcana, but I think they're the same for you. You always
Yep.
say that. Okay, let's see.
23.
Yeah, you've read about slithering trackers. They are the kind of weird, gross, oblique, magical things that you might have looked into just out of pure curiosity and morbid fascination.
Mm-hmm.
So, eggs, liches, beasts, gods, ancient, alien creature that hungers for revenge. Ah, yes. She looks at you. That's a curious little question. Now, forgive me, but you don't strike me as one that that desperate for vengeance.
Shakes her head. No, but I'm wondering if there's anything, let's say, close. I would not be partaking in it myself, but is there anything that has that same tracking, that same will to hunt something down? Any magic from that ritual that I could glean?
Let's see. Let me go ahead and check over the sheet really quick. It doesn't say that it magically knows where its target is, only that it has advantage on checks to track prey.
Mhm.
So it still has to do the legwork isn't right, but metaphorically speaking, the legwork.
Yeah, but I basically see it as like a much more possible thing to reach for because one, hags know about it. than something like, oh hey, do you know how to get revenant magic going?
Okay. All right. Okay.
She's basically wondering if there's anything even she could make a potion out of or something like that. It's because she knows that kind of magic could be in her wheelhouse.
The tracker's abilities come from the original soul's burning, driving need to achieve this goal. That is the root of it. It is nothing that I cast upon the creature. It is everything that I simply nurture. If you understand me.
Nuts.
Now, if you have such a burning desire to find someone, it may be possible to draw it out without undergoing the entire transformation, since vengeance doesn't seem to be at the root regardless. However,
I'm looking for something that can find someone immune to divination. Or at least ignored by it.
Well, magically speaking, there's not much to be done. This concept of the tracker simply makes it possible for you to, if the signs are there, see them more clearly and follow them.
That's what I'm looking for.
Well, again, the basis is in the emotions. However, she kind of gives the jar of black pudding a spin between her hands. We may be able to rig something up. Now, if this being is immune to divination, I assume that you have not any way of accessing them for a scrap of themselves, a lock of hair, fingernail, jot of blood. No matter, it would make it easier, but...
Do you know the full way of the world, let's say? Have you been to other planes?
I have my experiences and my wisdoms. Other planes, yes. Though I'm not much of a traveler.
Other signs of similar planes?
Very, very similar at times. It's interesting how similar some of them are.
Especially this one.
Well, everybody likes to map out the planes as if the material was at the very center of them all, so, of course.
What about our neighbor?
I may be standing in the shade, but hey.
If you're looking to track somebody there on another plane, you're going to have the difficulty of getting to that other plane first.
I'm more wondering just for those who could be there. And I've come across one from that side before in the Feywild.
Indeed. Be clear with me, child. What is it you are asking? What potion, what result do you want? I can do very little with vague wishes and wants and maybes. Speak your heart.
I'm looking to track my brother's counterpart on the other side.
There we are.
Would a piece of him help in that?
It just might. They're not quite the same, but when you get right down to it, it may do in a pinch. Could have a little bit of a interesting side effect where you're always going to be aware of, well, the one. He'll simply be closer, more available, I assume. But it could open some doors. Now, if the other is immune to divination magic, it's not going to boost that in any way. However, if you can find physical signs of a place he's been recently, then tracking him will be much easier.
I think I could do that.
Well then. Going to need a bit of your brother, any bit, whatever you can muster.
Meanwhile,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, Kane, you wandered out to go search for some orcs. Calda in tow.
Why are you looking for orcs again?
I just want to talk to him.
Okay, we're not going more than maybe a couple hours out before I'm dragging you back.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
How long does she usually take to make potions?
Yeah, she's making a few of them, so I'll give her a few
Alright.
hours.
3 hours,
4
3 hours back.
Sure, let's do that.
Alright. She was chilling inside making potions 6 hours last time, so I figured it's a good bet. I know you were
That
too drunk
was-
to count, but
I
you
Don't
can't
wanna
count when
run
you're
it.
sober.
I cannot.
Pat on the head. He starts looking for any sign of orc.
Alright. First, roll a d100.
Alright. Nope, 12.
I got Mori flying around looking if there's any other sign of life. Just
Yep.
not even orc, just life.
Yep, go ahead, and Mori can do a perception roll. I'm going to say that Kane on the ground is you're either perception looking at the horizon, or you are survival if you're looking for tracks and signs.
It's the same bonus, so I'll let Ty take care of perception.
Okay. All right. Mori does not pick up on any movement on the horizon, anything nearby. At least nothing that would be orcish. Kane, you come across some signs of a small camp that had been made and then broken up, but it is several days old. They are not in the area anymore.
Alright. He will do his best, basically, to... They're like little stones in the area.
With that survival, I'll say you can hunt long enough in the grass to find some pebbles. And...
He'll just, with like some kind of magical tool he has, I'm sure he has one that's like... Actually, he has blacksmithing tools. He'll grab like a chisel. Or like an awl. And just carve out a couple runes of greeting, and then just the name Kane into it.
Okay. All right, then. You do so, you leave your message. And perhaps if they come back this way, make camp in the same spot, they'll find it.
And if not, it'll be very confusing for the next person to find it.
Only if they read Orcish, which I assume is what you wrote it in.
Yeah, I imagine in my head, Orcish is in like little runes. So
I believe it actually uses the Dwarvish script, but is its own language.
I wonder what that looks like actually. Hold on.
It is very suited for chiseling into stone.
Makes sense.
A lot of straight lines, a lot of angles.
They look a lot like runes actually.
Typically they do.
So you're
So-
just writing a little bit? Want to let them know, like,
Just basically a hello sign that I'm
Oh.
also in the area.
oh, that's sweet.
I do know if I get brutally murdered, they have something to remember by.
Oh, that's less sweet.
I mean, the only other option to remember by is my dad's spawn.
Oh,
So-
that's disgusting.
Yeah, so I'd rather leave the stone.
The stone works. Are you looking for that old group we were with, or maybe just some others?
Either way, honestly, ideally I'd make friends with all of them in the area, but I don't know how many there are.
You don't know if they have maybe feuds too. I don't know how a lot of this works.
Honestly, I think if I ever had another chance at life, trying to coalesce the Orcish tribes, bring them all into one organized group, or at least one respectable group.
That's a good goal.
I think I'm a bit too old for it now. Don't have the prestige I would need, or the organizational powers.
You still have anyone you know from your own tribe? Like, ones that'll still talk to you?
Yeah, but no one of power.
Come back in a few years and see.
If you're banished for life, you're banished for life, and when you kill.
Send them a sending spell and then see.
Frankly, if I was gonna bring that tribe into the fold, I'd probably just conquer my way through. Not through murder, but through proof of power. So that if they want to fight, they realize that they don't have a chance of winning. It's orcs that don't listen much else.
That's some fair logic. You got a nice plan behind you, so I'm not gonna argue with it.
We'll see if I actually survive everything first. Maybe I can get Alsan to bring me some potions of longevity or something. As well as some potions of big and scary.
You don't
Very
know what a
big and
potion of longevity is.
You had one earlier.
He didn't show it to you.
Was it not conversed about?
Nope.
Takalda.
Oh, I thought it was talked about. Okay.
Mhm.
Longevity's a word still, fuck you.
Okay, know it?
It's a good point.
To be fair, he's consistently had a pretty good vocabulary.
Okay, but I didn't know the word longevity until this game.
It's a normal word.
What?
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 is.
Hold on, I'm not crazy, right? Because I know I do language weird.
No, longevity is a word.
Longevity is a real word.
No, but it's like a normal word, right?
It's a normal word, yes.
Okay.
Oh my
It's not
god.
frequently used, but it's a word,
Well,
yes.
neither is defenestrate. Most of us know that word.
What's
That
that? What?
the entire point of defenestrate is how little it's used and how fun it is, given its
I
definition.
proved my point. I don't know what that word is.
It's to throw someone out a window.
It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mario
Oh,
taught me
it's
that word.
French.
We'll defend
It's
straight.
French. Okay.
Is it? Oh, it is.
Fenêtre. Okay.
Sorry,
Zero.
got distracted. Look, I couldn't find notes, guys. This is what I get instead.
Anyways,
Anyways, you guys walk around for a while, do some scouting, probably kill a minor hyena. You just happened to wander the wrong way at the wrong time and got a very nasty surprise.
more like die, you know.
hmm
Boo.
By the time you're done with it, yeah.
Boo.
But after some time, however long you want to
Roll
spend,
initiative to see if you manage to kill it first.
I'm not sure it's necessary.
I just want to see which one gets the first hit.
Fine, go ahead. I'm just gonna roll a flat d20 for it.
Oh, I mean between
Oh bloody hell!
called it.
Okay.
Yeah, called against it. Okay.
I've never rolled a natural 20 on dexterity or initiative.
Hmm.
That's just because the roll 20 wants me to beat you.
Yep.
Just because of roll 20.
Alright. So, one dead hyena later, you can do what you want with it.
He'll bring it to Nettie, just like, hey, do you need this?
As you walk in the door, she glances over and kind of scrunches up her face.
Just for it.
Not particularly, though.
The
There
fur?
is good eating on it.
The
Just-
fur, the teeth, the tongue.
Just hang it over the fence outside. I'll see to it at some point.
Wouldn't be terrible as fertilizer either.
Well, I suppose. Though if you want the fur, you can have it. I've no use for that. Mangy things.
How long are you gonna be, Alsana?
Actually, you're perfect timing. Kane, come over here a second.
If you make me drink anything stupid, I swear to God.
No.
You will. Hold, let me just get rid of this hyena first. And you toss it over the fence.
Mhm.
Walks back in like, okay.
We've talked before about your other half, yes?
Which one?
The other you.
Like, okay. Glances at Nettie. Yes.
She just kind of smiles back. It's a crooked smile. One side is much higher than the other.
And how he's immune to any divination.
Yes.
I might have
What's
a
the-
way to find him more traditionally.
Such as.
If doing something that is less divining his location and more inherently.
Okay, you can
Being
ask me a favor. For a favor, what is it?
I might need some of your blood.
Okay, he takes his what's it called?
No, I have a thing for this. Hold on.
No, my skin ignores most piercing weapons. You know, takes out the 6-foot spear from the rod, and he'll just prick himself.
All right, do so. Nettie pushes forward a stone bowl to catch the blood.
He will stop Nettie. Not you,
She's
Alsana. I don't care. Alsana, you're collecting it.
fine. She just moves the bowl like 2 centimeters.
Still trust you first.
Now, you'll have that. You'll need a jot of blood from whoever is going to be drinking the potion specifically. I'll show you how to brew 1 vial at a time in case you want more. But this is the important part. The person who will be drinking it must offer their blood and must have a vested interest in finding this individual.
Well,
If the
Alsana's gonna
blood-
be Eurolars.
The blood carries emotions with it. It carries the
Emotions, you say?
spirit. It carries the spirit of your desire. Magically speaking.
Yeah, Alsana, you.
Very well.
I've done enough searching for myself in the past few months.
Yep, and she will just take out. Actually, this time use the proper implement and just.
Add it to the bowl. And now take this ooze. It'll be a bit tricky. Any spoon you use will be eaten away very quickly, but you just need 1 spoonful for a dose. It'll help soak up the blood, bind it together, sort one from the other.
Kane, have you used your bag today?
No.
Could you get a like a glass spoon?
Glass spoon.
Hmm.
That'd be glass?
Yes, or a glass implement. Even a stir stick.
Hold on, I think I have one actually. Yeah, I will. I don't have it on me, but I will. Oh, I will reach into the bag and I will pull out one of the glass darts.
Okay.
I mean, they have poison in them, but you know, just don't break it. Yeah,
Alright.
glass needle darts in a case.
Those are actual needles. You're not going to get much ooze on that.
Yep. So, but it'll work for glass, right?
But
Oh wait, you don't need it to actually stir.
No,
God.
no,
Yeah,
I
sorry,
no, I need
misunderstood.
yeah, I need something to scoop some of
Sorry.
the ooze out.
You said stir stick and I refused.
Yep.
I don't have anything. I mean, I've got a vase of flour that could just break the vase.
I'm asking you to use the bag,
I know, it just seems like a weird one. I'm nervous I'm gonna roll low on it, that's all.
and then you just have nothing.
Yep.
You'd be using the thing either way if it was.
No, I know,
possible or
I'm
not.
just, I know, I'm just nervous I'm gonna roll
You get
low.
something.
Alright.
You get a glass spoon. It's not a clear glass. It's kind of it's definitely an impure glass. However, it is functional and it will do what you want.
That'll work.
Feels stupid pulling a spoon out, but go ahead.
And she will guidance herself and attempt to do that.
All right, go ahead and give me a quick sleight of hand roll as you uncork the jar and try to reach a hand in with the spoon to scoop out a little bit of the pudding while the rest of it goes, oh wait, what's going on here?
Nettie, could you hold this steady?
Yes. And her massive hands fold around the jar. It looks minuscule
Mhm.
between them. She tips it helpfully towards you and holds it still.
All right. Advantage, I assume.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
Sure.
Sleight of hand. And guidance. 16.
All right. You manage to scoop out a bit of the ooze. A little bit of it like licks across your knuckles. It is a sharp hiss and a pain, but nothing you actually take damage for. pull your hand back and you plop the broken off bit of ooze into the bowl. In the meantime, Nettie takes the cork and folds one massive hand back over the jar, sealing it back up.
Thank you.
Now, there is a little more to it, but those are the most important ingredients. Now, let me show you how to brew them together. For a couple more hours, you watch, take notes, and learn as Nettie shows you how to at least rough together a potion that may give advantage on checks made to track physically Kane Harmon, or perhaps Good if you go to the other side. On the during the process, she does warn you that it may become confused between Kane and Good, but you should be able to untangle it.
As long, if she's walking into a room that she knows Kane hasn't been in yet, but Good might have been, it'll be easy. It'll be able to parse.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In addition, she warns that a dose of the potion is going to last about, let's put it up to fate, 1d4 hours. So if you want to write that down.
Okay.
1d4 hours.
Okay, so I'm not rolling that right now.
No. When you drink this dose of potion, you have the amount of time that you roll at that moment.
Okay.
So it could vary. It could be a short 1 hour stint. You could have 4 hours to work with.
D4 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She also warns that there is a chance that any emotions you're going into it with towards the subject could be intensified.
Okay.
You could more easily lose your temper. You could more openly show if there's any sort of affection or sorrow, specifically towards or about Kane or Good.
Okay. If you're asking, is that a statistical thing or is that a?
That is basically for the most part a character thing. However, at times you may have to roll some sort of
Deception, disadvantage, etc.
No, let's call it, to keep it under control. Would it be wisdom or charisma? I think wisdom. You'd have to roll a wisdom saving throw. Let's set the DC right now at 16.
Alright.
In order to keep your cool and ignore the emotions if they happen to surge. For the most part, it'll be up to player choice. Occasionally, however, there may be a time where we have to rule that no, it is saving throw time, at which point you'll have to decide how best to act on it, because you'll have to act on it.
Yep. If I fail to save.
If you fail to save.
Alright.
However, with that, a full day of brewing potions comes to something of a close. As Nettie hands you the jar back, saying, I think that you will have some use for this. So you can keep the black ooze as a potion ingredient.
Alright. Might have to give it something to eat the next time I open it.
Perhaps. I find that they are very long-lived creatures, but a little material dropped in now and again wouldn't go awry. It'll keep it from getting too desperate next time.
She kind of like turns the jar. It's like a cactus almost. It hurts to touch and it just needs a little bit now and again.
Whatever makes you happy. Now, you've brought me some interesting ingredients. We've made some interesting potions. Is there anything else that would be of interest to you, or that you think would interest me.
Hmm. She leans back and thinks for a second. Hmm. I think that's mostly it for now.
Very well. She gets up, kind of stoops over towards where there used to be a curtain going into a small kitchen area, though, of course, the curtain was immediately torn down when she returned. She reaches a long arm into the entryway, pulls it back out, holding a plate, and says, "Can I interest you in some rock cakes for the road, then?"
Hmm. Only if you give me the recipe.
That I think I can do.
I'm not, and I have one condition as well, and I'll eat one in front of you if you fulfill this condition.
Oh?
Stop spying on us.
But I'm not spying.
Yes, you are. You know
I'm
them.
simply aware.
If I could use my bag right now, I would pull out a dictionary and read you the definition of the word spy.
Oh, come now. She waves a hand.
Just give
Am
us
I
a pair. Just give us a pair of sending stones. Like a
Am
normal
I
Norma.
spying on that spider in the corner? Or is it simply in
if-
my periphery?
If you implant a magical piece of silk to always be wrapped around its neck, then yes, you're spying.
I'm
I've done no such thing.
keeping the tooth with me, Kane.
I know. There's spying and there's having ability to contact. At the very least, when I put it in the bag, can it please stay in the bag?
You'll find that certain things are harder to shake off than others.
I'm asking you to change that in exchange for eating one of your cookies in front of you.
Ah,
I know you like deals.
but not this one. And I will say again, it's not conscious. It's simply
That's
an awareness. And
almost
sometimes I can make very good guesses from that awareness.
Does it work between planes?
You could test it and find out.
I was assuming you would know.
She just gives you a crooked grin.
Well, let's try it.
She's having
And
fun with you, Kane.
Well, I'm wondering if in, say, a year's time, we don't come back. She might be the only person who can find us.
Hmm.
Ah, wouldn't that be a treat? The storybook monster saving the heroes. Is that what you're thinking?
No. But I'm thinking making a deal with a hag. Don't know if that's a rude term or not, but making a deal with a hag in exchange for a second chance if things go wrong. Not above it.
That I could do. As
Well,
for other planes, it has its limits. But I may know where to look.
If the time comes and you do this service and it saves us, I'll reserve a favor for you, and I have in mind the one I would like to give you, but I will not speak until it comes to be.
It's not going to be your firstborn child, is it?
I mean, as long as you're willing to take nothing, sure. I don't plan to have kids.
Ah, plans have a way of being foiled at times, but
Yes, I have a
There-
feeling you'd get your hands in that.
Perhaps.
Either way,
Perhaps not.
if
Besides, that's a classical payment, but not that common of one. It makes for a good story.
it's classic for a reason.
Hmm. It's been known to happen.
But yeah, I have in mind what I would give you. If it comes to that you're the only person who can find us and we need to be found to fix things. You have my word that what I'm currently thinking of will be given to you.
If it comes to that, I will expect to be told upon the making of the deal. I'm not
I know.
making one blindly.
Of course. As long as we're in a position to speak.
Hmm.
Although I'm sure if you find my skull, you could find a way to make me speak like Alsana does.
Well, there are ways. Regardless.
You know what? That reminds me of something. This isn't alchemy per se, but you're one of long experience. What do you make of this? And she pulls out Yorick.
Ah!
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, he's been in a pocket.
Oh, it's good to be out of there. It's getting a little stuffy, and I don't need to breathe.
Kane
Oh, hey,
Kane walk
what's
out of the room.
this?
This is Auntie Nettie, let's say.
Oh, very interesting. She reaches out a hand for you to place Yorick in it.
I want this back.
Oh, of course. I just want a closer look.
She passes it.
Yorick is almost tiny in her hand.
It's
She does-
one that I can't help but feel is from a long time ago.
Yeah, she doesn't close her fingers around Yorick's skull, but she does curl them in somewhat to cradle it, and she lifts it up close to her face. My, what a big spirit you have. And what a big nose you have, lady! Yeesh! Where do you dig these people up?
Says the skull.
Also, as someone who was a voice in an object for a while.
Hmm.
What do you make of this one?
There are ways of giving objects voices. She turns Yorick around and ignores the protests of, hey, hold on, I wasn't done looking at you.
And your huge nose.
There are ways. Some of them involve awakening an object. Others, recalling a little bit of animation to it. Not out of place with a skull. And something I'm sure you're familiar with, if I judge your ilk and your brother's comments correctly.
Nods.
This, however, this I would judge is a shred of a soul, bound in place and given voice. And I'm sure, there's the tangle and knot. I'm sure it has stories to tell if only it could remember them. But
Is this
that
one?
is delicate work.
Nods. Is this one from before your time? From the little bits I've gotten, it seems quite a while, but I don't want to assume.
Let me see. How far back do you reach, little soul? Little shred. When were you created? She starts to kind of prod at the back of the head, and you hear Yorick going, hey, hold on, what you doing back there? Alsana! What's she doing? That's my backside! It's
Don't
simply
make him too uncomfortable.
Oh, I assure you, he feels nothing. He just likes to protest for the sake of it and the familiarity. Though I'm sure he doesn't know any familiarity fit him in, well, the backside. Let's see. Nearly an era. I would place this one at less than 1,000 years. Somewhat before my time, perhaps. Though not by much. Now, what is your name, little one? I'm Yorick. Also, turn me around. Look me in the face when you're going to talk to me. She takes the two fingers from her opposite hand and twirls the skull in her palm to face her again. My apologies. I didn't mean to be rude. Yeah, well, you shouldn't. Right, Alsana?
Indeed.
Ah. Also, my name is Yorick. She gave it to me. Yorick. An interesting name for an interesting little person. Well, shred of a person. Fragment, let's say. Ah. What sort of life did you lead? Good teeth? Healthy? You were young, if this is your skull. And it would be simplest if it was. There's a bit of a trick, you see, to binding a soul to a piece of body that was not its. Not easy to do. So unless we had an overachiever of a mage who did this, it'd be easiest to assume that someone died. And someone was not exactly revived. There's quite a bit of space rattling around in this little head of yours. Partial soul, partial memory, partial fill. Ah. You're a placeholder. Merely a receptacle. She passes Yorick back to Alsana after one last look. Take care of this one. I'm sure he is something very interesting.
Receptacle of what, per se?
A soul. Or a life. Any number of ethereal things. It is built with a purpose. But animated. Perhaps simply to hold on to that purpose. Perhaps out of sentiment. Mortals can be very bound up in such a thing.
Do you know that purpose?
I cannot guess. Perhaps he was meant to trap a soul. Perhaps he was meant to save one. I can imagine that there's any number of situations a mortal could get into involving their spirit and wanting to keep it in a particular place for a particular time. However, I don't think that's something that would be easily done. You might be approaching the power needed to craft or manipulate such a vessel.
What about restoring some of the memories?
Restore the soul and you'll restore the memories. Or untangle the knots in what is there, and perhaps you'll find a few bits and pieces. But that would take weaving some magic that is hard to come by. And again, very delicate. Find someone who specializes in the mind, perhaps, or create something yourself. Memories, after all, can be modified to taste, so why not unmodified, as it were, clarified instead of muddled? But that is something for perhaps a different touch than mine.
That's... well,
No. I am in no state to offer hospitality to the group. The house is still in something of a shambles. I haven't even finished. Well,
I like
let's
the
not get into the state of the side rooms.
I like the intent of the new expansion.
Nice, isn't it? I intend to have a workshop.
Hmm.
It's been a long time since I've carved anything.
And she looks around. Yes, I get the stone carving is one close to you.
Quite. I had quite a knack for grotesque faces and gargoyles. Well, the non-elemental ones.
That's... well, I don't think we'll be staying for for the whole night either. So,
In that case.
we'll take our leave gladly. And thank you.
If you find more ingredients, feel free to swing by.
I'll keep an eye out. And thank you for the... She kind of like turns York in her hand. Insight.
Have fun.
Looks to the group. Shall we be off?
Shell.
Please.
Let's go.
Toodles!
That wasn't a spell, was it?
Wouldn't you like to know?
That's why I asked. Makes like a wiggly motion with his fingers. Toodaloo.
Ah, you know the one.
Unfortunately.
Alsana will walk with the group out a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Catch a tree and...
Nope.
We're heading to Threshold, yes?
Yep.
Oh, let's go.
All right. You zip with the tree over to Threshold. Walk out. See the complex, much as it always is. And know that it is late on the third day of Harvest Dawn. And you have an adventure to go on. Let's go ahead and call it good there for the session.
York, I don't think we're in the Howling Plains anymore.
Shut the fuck up.
I hate you.
Till next time.
Till
Next
then.
time.